commiserated from one of the many chapters that we commiserated was like how fast time goes. You know, he's going to be 80 next year.
Oh wow.
Oh shit.
And he's like, it's insane. It's like 30 feels like yesterday. He's like, you are going to be 80 in a week. Like you're going to be me in a week. And he's like, I will be. He goes, I'll be dead any day now. He goes,
Oh my God, stop.
he goes, I don't even buy bananas if they're green. And then I got off the phone and ready to podcast.
Boy,
Listen
that
to a
was
little.
after you watched Requiem. So.
Yeah, listen to a little Jim Croce
What a fun
first,
day.
and
I don't think I'm going to be able to get the lighting or focus any better on me. This is what you're going to get.
I mean, you look fine. I don't know why you're.
I don't know. Do I look okay, guys?
I look soft.
Yeah. I mean, you're up against three monsters of men, so I think you're fine.
I already warned Hillary that she was going to be, unfortunately, she's going to be with three much more attractive people tonight.
oh, she's got a show after this.
Like, yeah, do we need to get out of here so you have somewhere to be?
How do I?
Before you could hear us, I was
never have
telling
anywhere to be.
I was telling Matt that your room looks like something I would design on Animal Crossing.
Oh my
It's
God.
so beautiful.
Okay, wait. I should show you.
Oh.
I know, because when I reached over to get my headphones, I was like, oh, they're going to see everything. Okay, so this is my childhood bedroom, because I'm in Virginia with my family.
Huh.
So I don't know if you can see, but towards the back there is Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
Yep.
And it's yellow flowers everywhere. I should, try to tilt this so you can see there's, a Winnie the Pooh poster and a pile of stuffed animals. It's great.
So it's
Should
no
explain
different.
a lot.
It's no different from your actual apartment.
Right.
Well, it just goes along. I think I probably said this on the last podcast that my friend once described me as half 12-year-old boy and half Disney princess, and it's like, yeah, here I am in my childhood bedroom discussing Alien Requiem. So yes, totally on brand.
Which is now a Disney-owned franchise.
Oh God, is it?
God, you're right.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean, of course it is. They own
Well,
everything.
I didn't see it on my Disney Plus.
No, I looked everywhere for every stupid streaming thing that I have. I looked for this movie today. No, it was all just like, fuck you, pay for it. Fuck you, pay for it. Fuck you,
I
pay
know.
for it.
Oh, I'm
HBO has
sorry.
everyone except this one, and AMC had it available for streaming last month, and then I realized I was like, "Fuck, it's June 1st," and then they don't have it anymore. So you could have.
I watched it. So do you know what low key is the best streaming service out there? YouTube TV. It had it has everything. It's unlimited DVR. Obviously, I use it for the live TV and some shows like must see TV like Walking Dead or whatever. But it has everything. And then I saw on Twitter somebody was like, I can't believe The Nanny isn't on any streaming service. It's like, yes it is, because it's on at 3 in the morning on some bumfuck channel, so you just set the DVR but the only thing, you don't have to wait for them all to air. After 24 hours, suddenly you just have the backlog. It's how I watch.
Oh wow!
It's how I watch everything. The catch is, with a lot of the movies, so like with AVP tonight, I watched the FX movies version. So it was a little censored. There was some, but I'm sure I didn't miss much. I know.
I was gonna say
It was actually playing today on FX.
Yeah,
I
so
just
that's
was
why
like-
I watched it.
I need to see the unedited version of it because
I saw the
it's so much
unrated
better.
version.
Yeah,
same here.
we're such purists.
You saw the Pred Alien's dick.
Well, I couldn't even see half what was going on because I forgot. The second half of the movie is just all dark.
Yep.
It's such
you
a
can
dark
barely see
movie.
anything,
I
yeah.
watched it. I watched it at 2 p.m. today, and I had to sit in the dark like a creep, like a weirdo. I had to sit in pitch black so I could see the.
I know. I wish I
screen.
could have. Yeah.
I thought about putting just a blanket over my head and over the TV to see.
Are we on? Is this the show?
Fuck yeah, it is.
We've never talked.
That's how we do it now.
This early. Wait before we. If we're getting on the cameras, and there was something I wanted to show you guys. Oh, first, Hillary, your hair looks awesome. That's like the longest I remember seeing it. I think, right?
Oh, thanks. Well, actually, weirdly, I got it. I mean, I guess it does grow fast. I got it cut pretty short 2 months ago.
Ah. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I made the
It's
poor decision
longer than usual.
when I got the pre-quarantine
That's how I'm just,
haircut.
really straight. So.
Yeah, I got
Also, you want to hear a weird coincidence? It's the last time I saw you was a year ago today in person. Facebook reminded me, or Instagram reminded me, because remember I took a picture of the $2 pizza because I was like, wait, did the dollar pizza just doubled in price?
God, see,
But
that's
Yeah.
I didn't see later in the summer though, because I feel like we
No,
got
neither
ice
we-
cream
I
later
think
in
that
the
was
summer.
the same. I think that was all the same day. I don't know.
Jesus, that's the problem with New York City. It's like
It's all blurred.
like my best friends. It's like you'll go 6 months or like.
You are Jack's green banana.
But anyway, I wanted it before we get in, so you guys can see my camera. I
Yeah.
that I can't see myself.
Yeah, you look fine.
You look fine. You look great.
Okay, I got you guys a present.
I like the hat.
Yeah, it's the hat. That's the present. Hold on.
I like that tattoos. I like the Smurf. Is that what you're? Is that on the shirt?
Yeah, my friend Levi did a really weird Smurf on a shirt just because we had done a comic together a few years ago where his character Balyar met something like the Smurfs called the Frums, and this is essentially what the Frums are.
Like
I
David
like
from?
that.
Yeah,
They have
exactly.
little ears.
Could we all take a minute to realize that Jack's hat says COVID negative?
Oh, sorry, that's
Just
that's the default. I pre-programmed that message, so when we were allowed back outside, I just want everybody to know this is.
That's Jack's goth punk band from the '90s. Is COVID negative?
Is that your present?
Oh, here's my present. Let's see. Is it not working?
Not yet.
Son of a bitch! God damn it! I've never had a problem with this this hat before.
You should also do interview with an animal or some
I
sort
know
of
what
child.
I know
That
what I
always
do.
works too.
Oh, I can bring my stuffed animals over.
I've got a
What the
stuffed rover
fuck?
right over there.
Wait, what's
He's dressed
Smurf?
for Christmas. What's Smurf?
What somebody said? Hillary said you saw Smurf.
Look at
The
Corey's
Smurf
shirt.
I'm wearing.
Oh, so this fucking. Why can't I see everybody at the same time? Oh, there you are. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
So you can switch it to like a tile view,
Oh,
so
I
you'll
love your
see everyone
Nightwing.
except yourself.
Thank you.
Wait, I can see the tile view, but not me.
Yeah, I know. That's
I only
tile
want to
view-
look at myself.
You might be up in the top right corner.
yeah, you're real
Little
fucking small.
Postage stamp looking thing.
Yeah, that's what I see. Postage stamp.
Pocket jack.
Which is stupid.
Pocket Jack.
Thought about trying to present my own video,
like
but
Mighty Max.
Yeah.
That sounds like a stuffed animal I would have.
Mighty Max was a damn great cartoon.
Oh, it was awesome.
That was so good.
Where?
Did you guys talk about that on your podcast?
We've gone in depth about it multiple.
90-ish sometime thing, whatever it was called.
I'm still waiting for a real episode on hackers.
I was tempted. I've been
That's a good
tempted
one.
to watch the movie. It was on HBO.
Oh, it's such a
Here's my
fucking good
gift.
movie.
I don't know if it's in focus.
Oh, stop moving. Podcast.
Aww. Yay.
Computer lights out.
Jack's a legitimate pothead.
Aw.
Aw.
There you go.
Here's another one. Here's another one.
Oh.
Aw.
And I have one more.
You better.
God damn it, Jack. You fucking. If you're only listening to this, his hat said "We love Corey" and then Matt sucks, which is not uncommon for me to hear.
I just
You know,
might
just
do
as-
this.
It just says guest on it now, which is
That's
ridiculous
fine.
because that is not what you are. You are a legitimate co-host.
No, I'm a guest.
Oh no, we've established long ago. You and Erica both are legitimate
Aw.
co-hosts.
No,
I'm
no,
a guest. I can only hope and aspire to.
no. That's why Hillary's got the
Backstanding.
has the
Keep coming
bell in the
back.
background because we are being your guest.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Huh.
Oh wait, I have this
I'm
one.
just gonna
too.
push Jesus
You
over
did
on
see
that
that
one.
movie, right, Matt?
I don't know.
I
if
have
this
seen
one-
it, yeah.
I don't know if this one's very funny. For
Took me a
outside
while.
New Yorkers. It's just
Lamb gyros, not
Hot
sausage.
Did you say gyros? So
yeah. I don't know if
Um,
people will get that outside of New York.
chicken, lamb, gyros.
I guess
Those
we're
are all
mirrored.
our street vendors.
Yeah, I guess we're mirrored, huh?
No,
Side.
It comes-
Miss New York.
Oh, I'm mirrored on mine.
Speaking of 90s, I watched The Family Movie the other day. because my dad and I watch movies, but my mom doesn't like a lot of violence and stuff. So then we have to pick a movie we all can watch. So I suggested One Fine Day with Michelle Pfeiffer and George Clooney, another '90s gem. But they do such a great job filming in New York. So it made me homesick. It's actually, honest to God, it's actually really good. It's really funny.
I don't believe you.
The expectations of movies were so different then, like the way films played out, or 80s movies too. The plots can be so simplified, yet they can be so endearing. Like the amount of times I've watched Mr. Mom or Tootsie since we moved out here, and I just fall more in love with them every time. And I'm like, I used to watch those when I was a kid. There's no way in hell that these things can hold up. They still completely hold up, but they're just so different from what our expectations are of films now.
Why
I
did
feel
you...
exactly the same way about Behind the Green Door.
Wait, what's behind the green door? That sounds familiar.
It's a old porn, I think.
Oh, God.
What?
I mean, I've never heard that in my life.
Oh, fun times.
No, you should have watched with your mom.
Yeah.
Now that it's on Disney
That'll
Plus,
be
you
the
should have
next
watched AVP.
I didn't even know that there was a redemption. So there's Alien vs. Predator Redemption.
Your volume went down a bit again. I think.
I'm trying to fuck with it because Beat keeps telling me I'm blown out. Alien vs. Predator Redemption came out in like 2000 and something, 12, 13.
Is that a video game?
No, it was a movie
There's
and a
no
video
more
game.
Movies after this. The
Are you
next two movies
sure?
after this was Prometheus and Covenant.
And that's on the Alien side, and then Predator had Predators and
Oh
the
God,
I forgot about
the
Predators
latest
in the
one.
book.
I couldn't. I watched like 10 minutes of it, and I couldn't even.
I have a. It's Shane Black, who's my favorite screenwriter, and it was a huge disappointment. But there are so many individual Shane Black
good
gems
moments,
in
yeah.
it. Yeah.
yeah.
I'll give it a
Christmas.
try again, but I was just like so disappointed.
So Redemption came out in 2010. It's a live action CGI fan film.
Oh well, that's
Fan
it.
film.
It's a fan film that someone who actually gives a shit about the original premise,
Yeah.
which obviously these people don't. They were too busy
Why?
making Nickelback videos,
Whoa! You watch
which
your
is
tongue.
legitimately the directors of this made Nickelback and what Disturbed, some other bands of that era videos and everything, and then they went on to do this.
Oh, so they're the David Fincher of their day.
Yeah, essentially.
But
I mean,
think
at least
great
the
director.
effects were better than because I rewatched the original AVP. I say the original, like there's no website that has any type of clout.
AVP classic.
I only watched the original AVP. You've probably never heard of it.
Well, Hillary's really into like golden age of Hollywood stuff, so you know.
the classic AVP. But the effects were so bad, so bad. So
That was a rough time for CGI. The early.
Yeah.
Right.
But so at least this one, like the effects were good.
Well, I know they're. So I didn't know they were music video guys, but aren't they also special effects
They're
guys?
special effects guys. Yeah.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
That was the thing, is they made that transition. They were doing X-Files, and then they went over to doing this, and it was because they were such visually based people that they thought, oh yeah, they can really pull off this thing and make it. And I'm sure all the effects look great in direct fucking daylight.
Yeah.
But
Because at first I was like, oh, you know what? This is filmed. Like this looks good. Like the film looks good. And then I just couldn't see anything. So I was like, no.
Well, it
Sure,
can't look
nice
can't look
looking.
bad if you can't
Yeah.
see it.
What, Matt? What?
God damn it!
What?
It can't look bad if you can't see it.
yet it somehow still manages to.
No, it was very Battle of Winterfell, Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
Never saw
Got a
it.
lot of.
Oh, see,
They got a lot of shit for being too dark, and it was
I
it was like
liked it.
oh, but you still couldn't see it.
Kind of. I'll defend that show up until the last couple episodes.
That is one of the last episodes.
The battle is the third episode of
Third,
the last
yeah.
season, I think.
Oh, it was terrible. You're wrong.
That last season was rough, but the battle gives us that really cool aria finish, which is
Oh, the battles! I really enjoyed it.
that part is good.
It makes no sense. It's really stupid, but as a scene.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
it wasn't written.
Oh,
It was by a couple of
Oh,
music
I'm
video
getting chills
directors.
just thinking about it.
So, and excuse me if I'm repeating the very few things we talked about last time, because I know we talked a little bit about Requiem last time. when we covered Resurrection.
Another
but-
fine film.
Yeah, but so these brothers, Kazmanov, the brothers, what's
The Cosmonauts.
God.
the brothers Strauss.
Oh,
Strauss.
yeah,
I
Strauss.
believe their next movie was. Oh, well, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Oh, I didn't
Well,
even look up that.
So the next movie they did was Skyline, and it's
Right.
about an alien invasion, and that's also a special effects driven kind of schlocky movie. And what I noticed is both of those films, I guess to save money on their budgets, they all employ TV actors instead of film actors, or actors primarily known for their television roles. So I guess it's like, here's a familiar face, but they're saving $5 to $10 million per face. So because Skyline, Skyfall, Sky Mall,
Sky High.
it's Sky High. It starred like the kid from 24 and 6 Feet Under and Angel from Dexter, like the side characters
Oh,
on
Donald
basic
Faison.
cable shows. Yeah, exactly.
Brittany Daniel.
so-
Basically, people that were on Dawson's Creek.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And this movie starred. I wrote it all down. This movie starred the guy from Rescue Me, the
it had a
woman
good
from
cast.
24,
Yeah.
the guy from True Blood,
True Blood, yeah.
the guy that I can never. He's in a lot of movies now. But at the time,
Oh, who played Eddie? John Ortiz.
yeah, John Ortiz. He was in Miami Vice. I think he's the main villain. The movie. And the entire time I watched Miami Vice, I thought it was Mark Ruffalo, and I was like, "This is racist." I was like, "Mark Ruffalo is playing like this Cuban. I don't like this." I was convinced it was Mark Ruffalo, but now whenever I see him,
You're just writing angry Mark Ruffalo emails.
Oh,
Like,
did you get excited? You like turn on Requiem and you're like, Mark Ruffalo. Oh.
you racist piece of shit.
And it had Cricket from It's Always Sunny.
Yes.
I noticed Cricket. I was very excited to see Cricket.
He's David Hornsby. He's a major producer, and major writer for It's Always Sunny, in addition to starring on it as Cricket, and he is Emily Deschanel's husband.
Oh, wow.
Oh, did you? I didn't know. So the guy who played, not to bring it down, but the guy who played Ricky.
Johnny Lewis. Yeah.
Oh my God! Did you read about his death? And
Now, is he
his,
the brother?
Yeah, he's the younger brother. I
So
guess
Johnny
he's on
Lewis-
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, he goes back to things like Drake and Josh, and I watched some show called Quintuplets with Andy Richter
I remember
way
that,
back in the day.
Oh, wow.
But so he had gotten into a motorcycle accident
Yeah.
and gotten brain damage, but he kept refusing to get it diagnosed.
He,
It kept,
he also battled. He was an addict at some point, right?
he had been an addict at some point, so they,
Yeah.
they thought that it was drugs and stuff that were causing it. But he lived in a house with a woman who was like part of the Writers Society in Hollywood, and he wound up after he moved back in with her after being released from jail or something for a couple of months. He moved back in, and then he murdered her and her cat, and then killed himself. And it was a horrific story, and everybody at the time thought that he had gotten back on drugs. And it's only when they started doing autopsies and stuff that they found that he actually had brain damage, and it was what was causing all the
Oh,
craziness. It
that's
was
so sad.
really
That's
tragic.
awful. That's awful.
Yeah. I mean, he was 28. It's just-
Oh.
ugh.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Hillary.
Yeah, what the fuck? Now I'm all sad and stuff.
Let me get one of my stuffed animals.
You know,
Do it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Now she's gonna sing for us.
Bring
and-
Professor
and-
Puffington in.
Wait. Before you do you know off the top of your head which cast members died of cancer, or who's?
I was gonna say hopefully the writer, but that's a shit thing. To
Oh no.
And honestly, the writer is not involved in the first one, but he's writing for all of the next 4 Avatar movies.
For fuck's sake.
God, they're gonna be 4.
He have 4 more.
4 more? Isn't there like 6 total that they're
It's just,
talking
like, At
about?
this point, there's so much like hype, and it's been so many years. I'm like, James Cameron, it better be good.
I can't wait for the. I can't wait for the.
Why?
scene
That
where
wasn't
the-
our expectation from the first one.
I can't wait for the Navi. I want the Navi to kill all the maternity ward full of pregnant women.
Oh, come on!
Oh my God, I totally forgot this movie. Like some of the shit that happened. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we like we're gonna really get into it now? Can we just?
Well, this is strange because normally we have 45 minutes of talking
Is this
about Taco
Podcast of
Bell.
Terror? I'm so confused. We never talk about the movie. What's
Yeah.
going on?
Well, wait. Let's take a step back here and let's see what Taco Bell has for new food offerings real quick, and then we can actually get into it.
And I have a couple leftovers from a burrito pack in my fridge right now, actually, from the other day when I went, and I have nothing but regret.
I had vegan chicken nuggets for dinner today.
So my dad has gone vegan.
Oh.
It's my
great.
stepfather who thinks
Yay.
that Jack
Jack
swears too
too.
much, so so in the last few months he went vegan. He's doing supplements. He's doing all this stuff. It's really weird because my dad is a hunter. Was the president of the
Wow.
MUCC, the Michigan United Conservation Clubs. It's a weird take for him to go at, but later part of his life, he's trying to do everything he can to
That's so
keep his health going.
awesome.
So my
Oh,
mom
yeah.
had to go to Taco Bell to get my dad some food, and I'm like, how the hell are you going to Taco Bell to get dad food? She's like, no, they've got a vegan menu there. I had
What?
no idea.
Yeah.
I knew they had a lot of
Honestly,
vegetarian stuff, but I
yeah.
didn't realize the vegan thing.
I mean, I'm sure their meat, even their meat, isn't meat. But
Well, it had to be 50% meat now because they got in trouble for it.
But Jack in the Box tacos, which are the best tacos on the freaking planet, I was always like, every vegetarian be like, yeah, I love those tacos. I'm like, how do you like Jack in the Box tacos? Aren't those like exactly against everything you believe in? No, they're vegetarian. No meat in them.
Huh.
They're just deep
So
fried
cool.
and beef fat probably, but oh god,
ve-
they're
ve-
excellent.
vegetarian tacos. I've been eating those since high school. That's like one of the
Yum.
easiest transitions to vegetarian or veganism because that's where the fake meat really it doesn't matter. It's so slathered in taco sauce.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the big thing
Yeah.
is if you're into taco sauce or any kind of sauces, the sandwich place that I loved out in California, Ike's, they had a huge vegan and vegetarian menu, and it was always their sauces that really made the stuff stand out.
Well, let your stepdad know. Maybe it'll redeem him redeem me in his eyes. Let him know that I'm also trying to eat as vegan as possible.
The trash just comes out of Jack's mouth, Dad. It doesn't go into it.
Just
so-
go in. Wow.
It could be a fan film. Jack Bacone,
Oh,
Redemption.
now I better watch it. I need to not.
No, don't worry. I got you. Fuckity fuck.
Well, Matt can get away with it because none of us can hear him.
That's oh my god. Well, on the audio recording, all you're gonna hear is me because I've had to turn myself up so goddamn loud.
So, all right. So you're high on you're normal on the recording,
Yeah,
but you're low in our chat.
yeah. I don't know. It's always been this way. I don't fucking get it. I hate technology so goddamn much, Jack Bacone.
No, I
You're
know.
a 3 in our
I know.
ears, but an 11 in our hearts.
and
and-
a 4 in the pants.
I was just gonna say something to that effect involving my wife. I'm just gonna walk out. She's like, "Why are you yelling about your dick size on the internet?" I'm like, well, it's just kind of how I do it. And
Don't
Pete says
worry.
on YouTube I'm really loud. I don't get this.
Honey, why do you yell about my dick size at church?
You act like we go to church.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to
I
church
see-
in a
I
month.
Yeah, I was about to make the exact same joke.
Wow.
Oh. I was really trying to refrain myself from saying
Hey,
anything.
you got to admit, it was a big deal that he went to church because everybody around him was crying. They just thought it was so beautiful.
That's good.
Wow.
That's good. Yeah.
I literally have no response for that.
Well,
Yeah, that's
one-
why I'm not asking you what you're afraid of this week.
Um,
I know back when the scary thing was alien and predator hybrids. That was like the worst thing that could happen to this
yeah,
country.
who knew the real hybrid was Corona
Yeah.
and race riots?
Good lord.
We just skipped right over murder
Do
hornets.
you want me to
too. We
talk
just
about who else
didn't
has
give a-
died?
Why is it called Requiem? Like, what is that? There's no funeral scene. I mean, I guess it opens with the death of the main predator from the first
Who we
movie.
loved. I love
Scar.
that guy.
Scar, was that his name?
I don't know. I just started calling them like Bob and Stan.
The one in this one is named
like-
Wolf. That's a predator name.
really?
The predator's name in this is Wolf.
I like
Oh, that's
that.
another. All right, so
I didn't like feel the same way about him that I felt about Bob.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's Scar.
Scar.
I don't know why. I don't know
Okay.
why. But that might have been, or maybe that was Predators. I don't know. But anyway, this one, there's no motivation. I know this sounds ridiculous, but it opens with this ridiculous, like this. It's kind of a cool scene. It might be one of the first times we've really got a somewhat of a look at their home planet. I can never.
Oh yeah, when the ship goes off and
never remember the name of the
orange sky.
species, the predator species. It's something with a Y, Yojimbo or something. I never, or J, Y or J, Kaiju. It's something. Yeah, look at it.
It's the Yauta.
Yeah, that's what I was. That was my fifth
Exactly.
choice.
Yeah, you were close.
Anyway,
Beatmaster says it's Requiem. It's the Requiem for the franchise. That's why it's called Requiem. So
Solid.
yeah.
So anyway, we see our home planet for the first time, and it was kind of cool. You know, we didn't get much of it, but there's just this one predator, Wolf, and he's just like chilling on his balcony. He gets like a notification on his phone that a pred alien has escaped in the orbit of Earth.
You miss the whole dialogue if you don't see the extended version of him saying, "Well, I'm not even supposed to be there today."
I was going more for a "I'm too old for this shit" line.
Yeah. And her Danny Glover.
Yep.
I'll do it.
I mean, he was in Predator 2.
Wait, did I miss subtitles? I didn't see any subtitles. I just saw the characters.
No, there were no subtitles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't
We
know.
didn't have any dialogue.
I was making a taco at this time. I
Dialogue
don't.
to subtitle. It was just a think and do. You just roll dice. Like,
He sees a video and he's like, ugh, gets his helmet, suits
Well,
up.
so that's what he does. Yeah, and I want to know, like, all right, this must be a big deal because it's also the only xenomorph I've ever seen that has, besides a queen, that has some kind of sentience. It was more Yakov Smirnov. What was it?
Yauta. Yauta. Yeah.
So it was more Yakuza than Xenomorph, and so it seems like it's a big deal. Oh shit! I got to get to Earth. I got to take this thing out. He doesn't tell anybody. He doesn't bring backup. He just decides to go on his own. Was he the guy's brother? Like
Also, when the ship crashes on Earth, like the guy and his kids stumble upon it, and they're like, "We better call the sheriff." And I'm like, "Well, buddy, I would call someone else." But like, wouldn't NASA or someone?
Wait.
Okay. Sorry, we'll get there.
Who would you call?
Will Smith.
I wouldn't.
No, but if you actually found a spaceship, what number are you dialing?
911?
The sheriff?
9-1. Holy shit.
No, I guess it's just the way he said it. He was like, "Well, better call the sheriff."
Hillary was misunderstanding. She thought that it was the band Sheriff, and they were gonna come out and sing "When I'm With You" and lull all the aliens into submission.
I get what you're saying. You need to call the higher, but that's who you call. You call
But like,
the sheriff.
also, if something came in the orbit of Earth and crashed on Earth, like, people would know about it outside Colorado. You know?
It really was little like anybody noticing. I know there's a bear shit in the woods. No, but if he crashes a fucking spaceship, you're gonna pick up on it. You know,
I guess
things are gonna be disturbed enough that people are gonna notice.
The National Guard was pretty quickly, and they were being run by a guy that obviously was in on the knowing about. You know, he was tied to the Yutani Corporation.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe they picked it up, but doesn't shit hit, like meteorites and stuff hit us all the time, and if they're not in a populated area, we just don't know about it.
They're not usually that size.
Well, someone does.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I don't know if our satellites are that good at picking stuff.
Well, and then maybe the predators, because he was so like, and then he's got that like goo or whatever that he destroys the evidence. I guess that they were there.
Yeah.
But so maybe they had technology to like.
It could be stealth.
The Earth wouldn't.
That's very in line with
that
the.
word.
Yeah, it could be.
Well,
very in
the
line
destroying
with their
evidence, I
technology.
think, might be what we have picked up from the Aliens movies, particularly Aliens, is that we know scientists want to take the alien and experiment on it and get all the benefits from understanding its physiology and stuff. So him destroying the alien bodies makes perfect sense because he doesn't want anybody else to create
Well, and then
another
we wouldn't
version
have
of this.
the original films because the original films are far into the future.
Yep.
Well, so rewatching this, this is the first time I've really noticed a big flaw in the continuity of any of the movies because they all sort of held up. Prometheus didn't make a lot of sense, and then Covenant kind of retconned.
Still trying to
it
understand
and made it.
Prometheus.
Yeah, but Covenant implies that David creates the modern xenomorph that we know of in the 21st or 22nd century. Like he creates it by experimenting on the Prometheus creatures, and he makes the first real xenomorph. And then I didn't really think about it because I had just watched Covenant a few weeks ago. Well, just that scene actually. But I did. But now I realize that undoes the AVP movies, which up until now kind of fit into canon.
Well, that's because we haven't introduced when they screw up things with Sarah Connor.
Oh God.
Terminator versus RoboCop versus Alien versus Predator.
Yep.
Versus Freddy versus Jason.
Versus
Wait,
Ash.
we talked about this last time, right? The whole. Explain to me again.
Yeah, Hillary, list all the movies for us.
No. Explain to me again at the end of the first Terminator how Sarah has her. She's got the picture that Michael Biehn has.
The little boy takes it.
Right, but then.
And then she passes it down to her son, and her son gives it to Michael Bihn's character to go back in time to say, "Find my mom."
So I guess it's like this.
Yeah,
circular.
It's like Time Rider when the guy was actually his own grandfather.
Yeah.
It works.
Does it though?
It works. It works if the movie we're seeing is the second time around.
It works if Michael Biehn is in the movie.
Right.
Hello. He's not going to be in The Mandalorian. I'm so excited.
You know, he was the part in Avatar was written for him. The Colonel.
Oh yeah.
Can I enlist in a moratorium on Game of Thrones, Avatar, and vegan stuff?
I still haven't even seen Avatar, so I don't.
I fell asleep during Avatar.
You've never seen it?
It's on Disney Plus. I just rewatched it. I'm ignoring Matt.
Does it hold up?
That's fine.
Watched it.
I'm used to it, Jack.
I hated it when it
Sorry,
first came out because I'm a big James Cameron fan, and I was so disappointed because nearly every one of his movies have been perfect up until then, and I hated it. And I rewatched it, and it still has a lot of the problems that everybody, will cite. But it actually, I was a lot easier on it. I was like, okay, this is a well constructed adventure movie. It's dumb, it's very simple, but it's better than most of the shock. It's better than this. Alien vs Predator. It's better than most of it's better than most of the dumb Hollywood blockbuster movies that come out.
I kind of feel like if Cameron had done this, he would not be getting any work anymore. It's a different level going in. Like, you're allowed to be disappointed in Cameron because of all the stuff that he's done before, and if he comes out and he does Avatar, then it looks really bad. But compare that to other people that, like, J.J. Abrams does some really good stuff with Mission Impossible, but then he does Cloverfield, and it's like...
That's a good point. Cameron actually was, for a while, around the time of these AVP movies, there was a rumor that he was going to do Alien 5 with Sigourney Weaver and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, and I know I mentioned this on the last podcast.
Yes, I remember we talked about it. Yeah.
But I actually was excited about Requiem when it came out because it was the first time we were seeing the xenomorphs on Earth. And I mean, AVP takes place in like a temple in Antarctica, but it could have been a space station. It could have been whatever.
Right.
But this was the first time we were going to see them in like a suburban town, a 20th century or early 21st century town, no less. It was such a cool concept that they have been teasing since the end of the first movie. And, it's just such a letdown that this is what we get.
What was Alien, or what was Predator? That's right. It's the aliens that you're seeing, not the Predator. The Predator we've seen on Earth all the time.
Yeah, with Predator, I guess is the only time we've seen them.
Here all the time.
Although the main character from this, what they wanted Alec Baldwin's character from Predator 2.
Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin's in Predator 2?
Not Alec Baldwin.
Danny Glover.
The Baldwin guy from the Baldwin guy from Firefly, who's not a Baldwin, but
Adam Baldwin.
Adam Baldwin. They wanted his character from Predator 2.
There's said Adam Baldwin?
I like that Matt thought you were mixing up Alec Baldwin with Danny Glover.
Right.
I just wanted to talk about Danny Glover, guys.
To show up.
Yeah.
Oh crap! What was I gonna say? Oh,
Danny Glover's the greatest actor in all of history. Yeah.
Of this movie, it's like they spend all the time on Dallas, and it's like, oh, that name. Like, okay, we got the name, but then it's like, but like, what happened to a female protagonist? And then they kind of make her one at the end, You know?
Yeah,
but
I mean, I like the ensemble nature of it, especially because and I'll get into this later. I like the small town plot, the small town being besieged.
Yeah.
But she was the most interesting character. Her dynamic, you know, the fact that she's estranged from her daughter, and then the dad gets killed off right away. So like she's, you know, that was a cool thing. To, you know, a nice little extra layer of dimension to make me care about these characters. And you're right, she's barely in it before the inciting stuff goes down. And then when she is in it, she's kind of relegated to being the pilot/driver. And it's a bummer because she was so much more interesting than Dallas and his brother. The dialogue in that when Dallas gets picked up by the cop, it's just like, yeah, usually I ride in the back. I had a troubled childhood.
I used to ride in the back with you a lot, didn't I? And they're like, I know they're 8 years apart as actors, but they look like they're supposed to be playing 20 years apart in age. And I'm just like, what were you guys doing in the back of that truck? Dude,
yeah. Those kinds of scenes scare the hell out of me as a screenwriter because it's not terrible exposition and it's not written that terribly, and they're not. I've seen both of those actors do good jobs, so it always scares me that like I feel like it's you're the only actress here, Hillary, but I feel like there's a way to deliver exposition where it feels natural, but it's like throwing. It's like hitting a bullseye with a dart, whereas other more bigger scenes, you could probably have a little bit more leeway with how you can go. But I feel like exposition, if you just say it slightly wrong, like your inflection, your tone, your inflection, and then it just comes off as, so we used to be friends, now we are not friends. Yeah. I had a troubled childhood.
But I like that they don't go down the road of making him be looked at all over the place as the bad guy who doesn't have anybody who's on his side or anything. He comes back to town. His biggest conflict is with his brother, which they don't really explain too much about that. But when he sits there and he's in the diner and he's looking for a job, the waitress isn't evil to him or anything because she knows his past, because it seems like everybody knows everybody in that town. The cop still hangs out with him, you know, for the most part.
Yeah.
They get along with him. He's not the bad boy who's just misunderstood. He's the bad boy who's getting a second chance and is being accepted with it.
What was his past? Was he coming from jail?
Yeah,
he came from jail.
Jail for 4 years. So we don't know why.
I was like, oh, he must have came back from Iraq, and then the woman did. And I was like, oh, I guess.
He also like was too pretty to like be in jail for 4 years. You know, like.
Yeah. He was somebody's bottom.
Oh.
Somebody walking around with their pocket out and him just having to grab hold of it.
Sounds like Corey's been to prison before.
What, Matt? What?
I give up. I fucking quit.
So right off the bat, it starts out with, you know, the dad, the arm falls off.
Yeah.
Which I completely forgot about, and I was like, oh. And then you're like, oh, and then I didn't remember the beginning, so I was like, oh, I guess the kid like runs away, and it was like, no, then the kid gets it, and you're just like, oh, okay, it's gonna be that type of movie.
That's one of the few things I liked about this movie is that it kills the kid, it kills all the pregnant women. I don't know if the homeless dog makes it. I couldn't tell; it was too dark.
No, I don't think it. Oh well,
yeah. But
I don't think it did. I wrote down Harry's dog.
Yeah, and then, it kills the girlfriend character. I like when horror movies do that. It keeps you on your toes and it makes it more real. This movie didn't earn it. Like I wish, if it's more of a, not even a high art, like Suspiria or something, the new Suspiria. But even if it's if it's just a well done horror movie, then you can get away with that shit. But this, I don't know, it didn't feel earned here.
Were you expecting like a room full of facehuggers when they were in the baby ward?
Yes.
That's what I was like. Come on, if you're gonna do it, just do it.
That was gross. I know, that's the thing. It's like this whole premise is disgusting. Like I was like, are we really going here? But then they don't, and you're just like, okay.
I remembered it from I remember that scene from the theater. So I don't remember what I thought back in, when was it? 1987. When did this movie come out?
2007.
All right, yeah. I saw it coming, but I was trying to figure out in my head whether these xenomorphs should be different because they were birthed differently. How like we covered the human alien hybrid in Resurrection, but I guess not. I guess it doesn't matter what type of queen it is, as it still makes the base eggs.
It's a pred alien, and it should be making other pred aliens. It should be doing something. And I think the way that it goes after the pregnant women and creates multiples by impregnating them by doing whatever, laying the eggs and stuff in their throats, so all these little bursters come out as opposed to one chest burster. That was new. Otherwise, a lot of it plays like the greatest hit.
But like, even though it's a pred alien, shouldn't it be giving birth to normal xenomorphs? So if the queen in Aliens lays 50 eggs and Ripley doesn't get to torch them, and then one egg has a human and one egg gets a dog, it's going to create different varieties of xenomorph. It doesn't matter what the queen was. It just matters what the face hugger
I know
is.
it has something to do with royal jelly, and but that's probably what it's based off of, is the swarming and the queens from beehives and stuff, or at least wasps.
Yeah, but traditionally, I think the face hugger, whatever the face hugger's target is, determines the xenomorph.
Also, but where did the queen come from?
I guess the pred alien happened to be a queen.
Okay. My favorite part was when they're in the swimming pool and it's coming after them in the stupid pool, and they're like, "Get out of the water!" Like it's Jaws. Like it's the ocean, and it's a fucking swimming pool in like a high school. It was so funny.
So when that scene started, I got excited. So I guess I'm Jackie Lack. It's been 13
But
years.
Jack, she couldn't decide what swimsuit to wear.
I know. I know you weren't looking at the clock.
Oh God, it's so bad.
I actually appreciated that they immediately started like making out, because I hate in those movies where there's like this insane sexual tension and they clearly both like each other, and then they act like yeah, right, and then they just act like 10-year-olds and don't actually do anything. It's like, come on. But no, so the pool scene starts, the bullies come in, and I go, oh shit, I remember this. This is an awesome scene. And then it starts good, and I was like, no, this isn't how. And then I realized I was thinking of Let the Right One In. And that has that's the vampire movie from Sweden.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that has a very similar scene where the bullies are messing with the kid in the high school pool and drowning him, and she fucks him up, and you only see it from the perspective of the pool. And it's such a cool scene. And I was like, oh, I was thinking of a good movie.
Oh man.
Oh, and also I like that she
You
managed
mentioned-
in between lines to put her clothes back on. Let's get out of the pool.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Right.
I see my underwear the rest of the movie.
What were you saying, Corey?
Well, her death scene just always struck me. I think when I watched this originally the first time years ago, her death scene was just where I went, fucking shit. Really? Because that's all it is she's just running away, and she got caught in the random throw of one of the shurikens by the predator and just stuck it back in. But it was just like the dumbest out of nowhere death.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't paying attention for a second, and then I was like, oh, she's dead.
Right.
But then-
And it's exactly what the plot did to her. It was just like, oh, well, we got to shut her up now.
And then Ricky gets attacked. How did that thing go through him? And he's like, fine.
Yeah, I'll just walk it off.
That
I mean,
happened,
he
and I was
wa-
like, oh, I don't remember him getting it. And then I'm like, oh no, he's cool. He's sitting up, he's talking.
He probably ends up killing his cat and his girlfriend later on.
I thought after she died, I thought he was gonna jump down the elevator shaft.
Is somebody making a margarita? What is that?
That's my keyboard.
Oh God, Matt's mic finally blew out.
Turn it down, Matt. What are you trying to do?
Oh Jesus Christ, Matt, that was so loud that now we got matching testicles.
Hey guys, I figured it out.
Matt, turn it down.
Hey,
Wow.
I can't take this much gorgeousness in my ear holes.
Is this better?
A little,
No, Sam.
What?
a little more.
Are we
Oh,
having
that's good.
fun yet?
Oh, that's nice. That's so nice.
Holy fucking
Oh,
shit.
good.
That's so much better.
That sounded like the opening track to my COVID negative album.
Who's ready to hear all of my thoughts on this movie?
Please.
That's like,
I
and
don't
Taco
know.
Bell this week.
Oh.
No, so her death, That was the Smothers Brothers trying to say that was that was them trying to say, like, life is futile, life is fleeting, and you could go at any moment. It was that was the subtext, the theme of the movie. You guys didn't think this was just some like cash in special effects schlock, did you? This is our Hereditary.
I wouldn't say cash in.
Don't even mention Hereditary with Corey.
Oh.
Wait, you don't like it or you do like it?
No.
Here's a
No.
nice
Don't
piece
like
of
it.
shit.
I wouldn't
liked
even
it
say
up
nice.
until the end.
The end is really terrible. But
The end was my favorite part.
There are 3 different movies that all come together into just a horrible bad. I'm not going to talk about this.
Tony Collette's great.
Hey,
There's-
she is great.
Yeah.
Absolutely great.
This is why you guys need a Geldman, like a producer who can quick
Gelman,
throw
like-
things up. Yeah, like Regis.
A gelding.
and,
Except now it's what's his face? American
but
Idol.
like this would be a perfect time to throw links, like for to see previous rants on Hereditary. See episode blank and blank and blank.
That would imply there was only one
everyone.
episode where I talked shit about that movie. Yeah, that
Yeah.
it always anytime it comes up. But hey, we finally got someone who's kind of defending it. Thank God.
I like it. I like it very much.
Oh, good.
Hereditary.
Does this mean that you guys
Yeah.
have to come back so we can talk about Hereditary so you can defend it?
That's the tradition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you got?
Only
What do
if
you
it
got
takes
going on
only
next
15
week?
minutes to say Hereditary.
I'm free.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have an episode for next week, so you want to come back so we can talk about
Yes.
Hereditary?
Wait, you guys have covered it though.
Did we?
No?
I was
Oh,
probably
I thought you did. I thought you guys had covered it. So every rant I've heard Corey do has been talking about another movie.
Yeah, it always
Probably.
comes up during other movies. Yes.
It does. Yeah.
Oh.
That and what was the Man of Steel? Oh Jesus, that's another show.
I like Man of Steel a lot too.
I
I'm
know
a Man
you
of
do.
Steel defender. I'm a Steel defender.
Oh,
I like it.
Jesus.
I like that, and I like Steel, starring Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, of course you like Steel.
Don't you have a friend named
And-
Steele too?
Yeah, good
Full
friend.
circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've never done Hereditary unless
Oh,
We did.
we
Yeah,
did
now,
Hereditary.
Yeah, we did with JF.
It's probably about time we start redoing movies, huh?
Maybe.
Wait, is there anything off the top of your head you haven't done?
Midsummer.
I know what I want to do
Ooh.
with you guys.
What's
See,
up?
I don't want to see Midsummer. I want to see Helter Skelter because I like a cult classic.
What were you saying, Jack? Jack, you,
Thank Thank you for not acknowledging that.
you look frozen to me.
Jack is
Am I
very
frozen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we did do
Wait, can
Hereditary.
you
I
hear
just
me?
spelt it wrong. Yeah. Well, we can hear you fine. Your video is frozen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. I wouldn't know. I can't fucking see it.
Hey.
Wait, so Jack, what
I-
did you want to do?
I want to do Stephen King's The Stand.
Ooh.
I mean,
Matt,
it's just like
I just
6 hours long, but I'm totally into it.
what about the
It is very
Langoliers?
I love the link.
I would.
That was my
I would
favorite.
totally.
Hillary?
I love the
Yes,
Langoliers.
can we do it? Have you guys
Hillary,
done it?
I have a
Matt's
Langol-
nipples just went. Boing.
I have a Langolier tattooed on my back.
Seriously?
Wait, you do?
Yeah.
My brother and I
how do-
watched it so many times when we were little.
Here.
Have you guys
I
done
own
it?
it on DVD.
No,
I own it on
I've
DVD
been
somewhere.
wanting to watch it for a really long time too.
I mean, can we do it?
We
What
wa-
are you
yeah.
guys doing?
Nothing. We haven't made that decision yet, so it sounds like we're doing Langoliers next week.
Sounds like
Any opposition to this?
no.
Didn't think so.
I just want Jack to
back?
come back. He looks
Oh,
like
but Jack.
Gary
Oh,
Owens.
Jack's back.
Man,
There he is.
Oh, there
I
we
just
go.
hijacked the Stephen King idea.
I fucking so my mom is.
Yeah, I
like, a
guess I'll
huge
go
Stephen
fuck
King fan.
myself and talk about The Stand by myself.
What? Hey, hold on. Here's what we'll do. We'll do the
No,
Langoliers.
no, actually, I'm very excited about the Langoliers because
And then we'll do
I'm
The
sup-
Stand
you are
next week.
literally the only other people I've ever heard that's even heard of it before.
Yeah, we'll just
It's,
do we'll do the stand next the 2 weeks.
A theme.
No,
yeah.
I can't. I not every week.
Do you
I
have, do you have
things
too
to
much
do.
going on?
Yes,
Like what? Give me one thing
Trying to
you're
find-
doing.
Becoming a dad, trying to find a job,
Okay, now you made me feel
Um,
bad.
other podcasts,
Fine.
Yeah.
protests,
We'll just-
riots.
Well, okay, so we'll just keep
I-
having
I have to
Hillary
go
back
loop-
on.
I have to go to Macy's and loot a better webcam.
If you're getting your webcam from Macy's, you just fucking stay
I
home.
thought they made the best.
Oh my gosh,
see,
I'm so
this-
excited. Langoliers,
I'm
guys.
so
I know the
disoriented.
listeners
Every time I check my camera angle and then come back to you guys, you all switch positions on my screen, and it's so disorienting.
Am I up here? Am I down here?
I was literally about to go, yes, you are. I was like, yeah, you're right there. Yeah. Right now, Matt is top left.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Matt-
topless.
I do want to see this tattoo.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll send it to you.
Matt's my Mike Brady.
yeah.
You're my Carol Brady, and Corey is Alice.
Of course, I'm Alice. I'm always Alice. Or I'm
Where
Sam
am
the
I?
Butcher.
Wait, where am I?
You're top left for me.
You're
Jack.
bottom for me.
Yeah, you're bottom.
Oh,
I've got Corey top left and Matt top right.
okay. So is that
I
everybody?
don't know.
No, wait.
All
Where's
this talking about people's positions is starting to sound like an eyes wide shut. But
I know.
Corey? Where's
People
Corey?
are like,
Corey, where's Hillary?
she is my top right.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And Matt, where is Hillary for you?
Top right.
Yes.
So you're the top right for all of us.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
That's weird.
I don't know what that means, but
I don't know. You win $1 million. Top right challenge. Whenever I think far right, I think Hillary Mann.
oh god.
Oh,
Wait a minute. That's not a good thing.
Ooh. Ooh, Matt, very cool.
Thanks.
How did I not know that?
Everybody look at my back now. Yeah, take
How-
a minute, soak it in.
How the fuck did I not know that?
Describe it to everyone.
well, it was 3 years before Matt knew it, so
You ha-
it's
you have a-
probably fine.
Wow, I've never seen your back at all. These are all great.
yeah,
Yeah, this is cool.
think.
You have a-
Langoliers is the one with Bronson Pinchot.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And,
Matt didn't
Dean
even realize that it wasn't Balky that was on his back.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's
Um,
Bronson Pinchot, Patricia
you ever-
Weddick. I can't remember
Yeah,
who else is
it's a hell of a cast. Dean Stockwell,
Oh.
the guy from The Wire. The Wire.
That one guy from The Wire.
Yeah, you know, it was a very small cast.
The Wire, the one man show.
Um, I would love a one man show of The Wire.
I would just watch like 9 hours of Omar on Broadway.
Yeah, no, it's just Kevin Pollak playing all the characters.
Oh, well, God, yes. That is absolutely 100% with you on that now.
Matt, did you get
Norris? Yeah.
Did you show your tattoo to Sid Haig when you met him?
No, so he canceled when I went to meet him. That wasn't done when I would have met him, and now he's dead.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there's
that's
that.
sad. You have a very
I didn't say that.
feminine back.
Thanks.
It's a very womanly back. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have to shave it to get tattooed, so that's why I'm like slippery seal wet.
Yeah. I'm so mad. I got this tattoo in October, and it's already faded so much, whereas my other one didn't fade at all for years.
Yeah, I'm guessing
I
whoever
really-
did it didn't put it in deep enough.
I
Boom, boom, psst.
That's it.
yeah, no, I wasn't crazy about the guy that did it, and he was doing it, and he didn't seem excited to do it, and he happened to be the guy that was in.
He didn't seem excited.
And, and then this other guy comes in while he's doing me, and he goes, "Hey, I'd like to get a tattoo." And they're like, "Yeah, sure. What would you like?" And he goes, "I want to get these words done." And my guy, while he's doing my arm, he goes, "I'm not really good at words or lettering." Lettering. He goes, "Yeah, I'm not that good at lettering." And it's like, "Oh, great."
Well, if
Yeah,
it
and,
makes
like-
you feel any better, I had a random blue dot on my back for the longest time, and I told the
You
guy
should
who,
get that checked out.
well, he's now tattooed over it, and I was like, "Hey, there's like a fucking blue dot," and he goes, whatever, it probably poked you on accident." Like that's
That's actually that's a cool the pale blue dot. What's his face? Cosmos.
Yeah.
Corey, help me
Neil
out. here.
deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, the good one.
Seth Rogen.
Stephen Hawking.
No,
Well,
it was.
Contact. Rope contact.
Well, now you're just messing with me.
yeah.
He's got the-
Carl
he's got-
Sagan.
Carl Sagan.
Yes.
He calls Earth the pale blue dot. So it's a very meaning. It's Earth. It's basically Earth from far away. Once Voyager
Before
got
the
far enough
alien,
from
the
Earth.
predator come get it,
Yeah.
like the movie poster.
Yeah. all of human civilization, every war, every marriage, every funeral, everything that's ever happened, all happened from everybody else's perspective outside of Earth. on this pale little dot. It's all just right there. So it's actually a very meaningful tattoo, Matt. So
Or
what
if
did
this is a macro-sized Smurf on my
Thanks.
chest, then it's a micro-sized Smurf on your back.
Yes.
I'm looking at my. I'm
Did
looking
we
at my
finish talking about
notes.
the movie? I'm gonna look at my notes. Oh, I wrote down the chef is creepy, but he got it really quickly.
Yeah, wait. Was he supposed to? Were they trying to hint that he was a really good guy or that he was a creep? I couldn't tell.
Oh, I know, because he was like, "You can come spend the night with me and Carol," or whatever his wife's name was. But then like
Carol
he had
fucking
this lingering
Baskins?
look.
Sorry.
Who
But then
won?
he had like this lingering look, and I was like, "No." I'm
Yeah,
glad she's
first-
going to stay with Darby
yeah.
or whoever. I can't remember any of these. I don't know who anyone is in the movie.
No, there's Dallas.
Too many
there's one-
characters.
At first I was like, oh, he's like gonna weirdly hit on her, and then he
Yeah.
goes, oh, come with spend the night with me and my wife, and he gives her like a warm smile. Goes, oh no, he's like a fatherly figure, and then he put his hand on her. I was like, wait, no, he's not. What's happening? It was.
Yeah, it was
I don't know.
really weird.
Well, he was the one cliche that they avoided. Like he wasn't what we expected. We looked at him like, oh yeah, creepy diner chef, alone with the waitress. He's gonna make a pass, and surprised he didn't. And they should get props for that.
And then he died right away.
And then he died right away.
So this movie, I want to talk about this. It does a lot of a good job, if you want to call it a good job, of fan service, like references to the other movies. And this is another thing it didn't earn. I don't think it earned the alien coming up on that waitress's face and doing the famous Ripley shot from Alien 3. It's like that's such an iconic shot.
But
And
it didn't, because didn't the little alien didn't come out though, right? It was just the fact that it was up in her face.
I felt
They
like it
do
was
that
the
move.
Alien 3.
They do that move so much in this movie. They just Javier Bardem everybody with that fucking thing. And also, that's the same year that No Country for Old Men came out, was 2007. So I don't
What a
know if that's what they were
great
trying to
year.
emulate. Yeah, exactly. What a perfect. That's your double feature right
I-
there.
I
I want
was-
to go watch.
When it came time to vote for Best Picture, I was torn.
Yeah. But that they really do that, and that was what I was saying earlier. Is it's a greatest hits thing. They have a moment where they actually say, "Get to the chopper."
Yes, like in Predator.
Yeah, see now that I feel like they can get away with because it's iconic, but it's also goofy. It's like, okay, that's fun. Whereas I don't know, I just didn't feel like it earned like one of the greatest shots of the entire franchise.
Right.
I don't know. They also, here's another reference. I don't know if you guys picked up, when the nuclear bomb goes off, they play the nuke music from definitely Aliens. I don't know if it's also an Alien 1, but when the bomb
really?
goes off, it's a very famous music cue where it's like bump 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 bump. You know, it's I'm not a singer. I'm not a singer. That's the
Aren't you,
second
though?
track. That's the second track off of COVID negative self-titled video.
I'll have to go back and watch it since I have it rented for 48 hours. Thanks.
I could think of a lot of things better to do with the next 46 hours of your life than watch this movie again.
Like watch The Langoliers, The Stand, Midsummer,
That would basically be 46 hours of your life.
Pretty close.
The Tommy Knockers, Rose Red,
Oh, fucking
Oh,
Stephen
Rose
King's
Red.
Shining,
yeah.
starring Stephen
wait,
Weber.
Steven
Have
Weber.
have you done or have you seen Gerald's Game?
Not yet.
I'm obsessed with this movie. I watched it on Netflix like at the beginning of quarantine. It's fantastic. Apparently, I guess the book isn't good. It's not like it's not fantastic. Like it's the best movie I've ever seen, but it freaks you out, and the acting's
Yeah.
really good.
No, it's
Well,
I think
know
we were
you-
a little put off by the end. I think when we reviewed it years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I
you
haven't
did.
seen it.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna. But I think that Matt and I had some problems with the ending on that.
Well, yes, yeah, for sure.
All
But
right, I haven't seen it. Don't tell me.
The Moonlight Man is freaky.
Yeah.
We know what Hillary's into in the bedroom.
wow.
Beauty and the Beast posters and corpses.
The Beast is just a shag rug at
I
that
was really
point.
into Jack the Ripper when I was younger. I mean, it's cool. It's
My nickname as a little boy was Jack the Ripper because I would, when I was a toddler, I would just tear the newspaper to shreds before my dad came home to read. It's one of the reasons he left us. It's a small known fact that I'm one of the few people where the parents will actually go, "No, you're the reason for the divorce."
Wait, speaking of ripping of paper, like Langoliers.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
And
And
he
that
was a
makes
very
sense.
well-adjusted, normal character. Yeah. I fucking love the Langoliers. I'm so excited.
so do I.
Me too.
Since
I
we're
just
all here,
read-
are we just gonna do this again next Tuesday, or is that fine? Same
Yeah, that's
same
cool.
time next week. Cool.
I might have another podcast on Tuesday. I have to check with Steel.
Nice.
What? That's fine. I'll just keep drinking.
I just read a book. It's called Station 11. Came out a few years ago, and it's about a pandemic, which is why I read it. It's very short. I literally read it in 2 days.
So nothing
And-
like this pandemic.
Yeah, no, exactly. I highly recommend it. It's a good fun short read. It's not fun. It's kind of a literary novel. It's like trying to be genre, but also high art, kind of like Zone One. And it's about a theater troupe that goes around the Great Lakes area after the world has ended, and does like King Lear and other plays. They trade for food and stuff like that.
Wait. Is this basically the same play that's the Simpsons one, but with something else?
It's somewhat similar.
Okay.
And it's also being turned into an Amazon series. So you'll be for the illiterate like that, you'll be able to just watch it soon.
I
But,
resent that, Jack.
that was a big word for you, Matt. So-
Fuck you.
That's why he
I'm
resents it.
volunteer
He had to
like,
sound it
be a
out.
buffer.
I mean, it's all right. Even the cavemen eventually figured out fire. It's we're all
By the way,
pals.
when you said it's not a fun read, I thought, no, obviously what you need to do is tune into Disney's Pandemic the Musical. And like, but then you said they were a theater troupe. I'm like, oh shit, that's a little too on the nose now, isn't it?
And Stephen Pasquale, who played Dallas, could do it because he's a musical theater actor.
Is he?
Yeah, he turned down. Fun fact for any of you musical theater lovers out there, he was in the original cast of The Light in the Piazza, and when it went to Broadway, he turned it down so he could do this movie.
Oh no!
I'm actually
know.
really
I
interested
mean, he's
in this.
fine. He's
I'm
fine,
interested in this light pizza you talked about.
Yeah, see that I'm shocked. I would think Light Pizza would have been Stephen Pasquale project. I'm shocked because I only knew him from Rescue Me, and
Oh no, and then most recently he did American Son. It was a play, and then it was on, I don't know what, HBO maybe with Kerry Washington.
I'm shocked. I wrote him off. I guess because he was so good in the role as a dumb fireman on Rescue Me, I just wrote him off as like a kind of a dummy.
No. He sings and I don't know if he dances, but
See?
he's good.
See,
He's
Jack,
incredible.
sometimes you play a dumb, stupid idiot on the internet, but you're actually really smart.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Andy Kaufman. You got me.
When's that show?
yeah, when he's like,
Is that the show that Hillary's doing after this one?
Oh, yeah.
Sigh.
So anyway, about this book, Station 11, the bulk of it takes place in an airport that people get stuck at when the pandemic first hits, and then they end up just kind of like turning it into their home for the next 20 years. And all of the deserted airport scenes, while I'm listening to it, the only thing I could think of the entire time was the Langoliers. That's the impression. See, I get there. It takes a while, but I get there.
Was there
It was a
a
nice
deaf
journey.
girl? Or no, she was blind. She's
Blind,
blind,
she's
and
blind.
she could smell the future or something.
Oh God, I don't remember
It's,
that.
it's Stephen King. There's always got to be somebody with some kind of shine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we could sit and talk about the Langoliers, or we could just wait till next week.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
then
Let's wait. till-
actually
Maybe
talk
when
about the
Zach figures out his schedule with the
Yeah.
mini podcast. doing.
Yeah.
So I think it's a genre in itself. The small town being besieged by monsters. It's Salem's Lot did it very well. The book, Stephen King.
Yep.
The vampire movie, the comic with Josh Hartnett, 99 Days a Night and a Bitch Ain't One. What was it?
Yeah,
30 Days of Night.
Oh,
The 30 Days a Night.
I never saw that one.
So
Pretty good.
I like the Crazies.
Crazies
Oh
is
yeah,
good.
yeah, that's good.
So
one.
Elephant.
It's an easy way to set up an ensemble, easy way to set up characters. I've said this on other podcasts. I like on other episodes of the show. I like the slow, grounded build of everything is normal until it's not. I like that better than opening up with an alien spaceship crash.
Yeah, but the end of this movie was like, Phoom!
Yeah, and so I really like that genre of movie, and I thought it was such a cool take on this franchise, and it's a shame that it was like done so poorly. And you're right, it is so zoom, and the edits are so cut, and they don't let you. They don't. The cuts are so quick, and you don't get to spend any time. Like when the son and the hunter get killed, like it's like, who are these people? What's going on? Oh, he's dead. His arm fell off. There's no, I don't know. There's no build. There's no anticipation. They just like shoot the wad. Yeah, it's like here's the pred alien. Here's the alien.
So in that note, Jack, you saw the Halloween movie that came out a couple years ago, correct?
Yes, I liked it.
Yeah, there was
the one with Jamie Lee Curtis, the newer one. I haven't seen that yet.
I call it H4O, Hollywood Halloween 40 years later.
Solid.
She's a badass.
So there's the scene in that where the kid and his dad are sitting in the truck, and the dad's like trying to get the kid to go hunting. No, just this one part. But this kid and his dad are sitting in a truck, and it's this whole conversation. The kid doesn't want to go hunting or fishing with his dad. He wants to go to his dance class. And this whole scene is pretty long, kind of enheartening in what it's doing in the middle of this, graphic horror movie about a slasher that comes and kills people. But that scene planted a lot of stuff about these two characters in that time. And that's what I was kind of looking for at the beginning of this with the father and the son out hunting. I was thinking about that distinctly when I was watching this. I'm like, man, that kid, I remember he played young Sean on Psych for the first few seasons. And he was very capable as an actor. I know he went on and did some kind of like independent movies and stuff after that. I'm like, there's definitely capability in these people. It's too bad they aren't getting the material to make us really care about them in this. But then we see their mom is not giving up on looking for them, and we follow their mom throughout this whole thing. But then she just gets written off with the whole group of like, well, let's all go sit in the middle of town.
No, wait a second. So what happened, again, because maybe I stopped paying attention, but what happened to her and Eddie, and did they get blown up or something?
Yeah, you see them see the bomb. So I 100% agree with you, Corey. Here's the difference. That movie was directed by David Gordon Green. This movie was directed by the Mario Brothers. So, like, David Gordon Green is amazing.
Which is why they spent so much time in the sewer.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, good one. I really love that movie.
Yeah.
By the way, it's Mario, Jack.
I know. I'm trying to. I try to be self-conscious of it. I am self-conscious of it, rather. But David Gordon Green's great at those kinds of scenes. The first David Gordon Green movie I had seen was in the theater, and it was Undertow. And that's like a movie about like a killer chasing two kids in the I don't know if it's the Appalachians, but it's in the woods somewhere. And every once in a while there would be a scene like that where it's just these two characters just talking, and I was like, wait, what the fuck happened to this movie? At the time, it really threw me off, and I didn't like it. It's since grown on me a lot. It's actually David Gordon Green did Pineapple Express, and my favorite scene in the movie is the last 5 minutes where they just shoot the shit at the diner after the entire movie's over. So that's the difference. It's like I think a lot of the times it's not the script, it's not the acting. What comes down to is who's making the movie. These guys didn't
give the chance to the characters to breathe and
they didn't give the Krause guys didn't give a shit about that. They cared about how good the Pred alien looked, and they cared about references to the franchise.
And the final battle, like when they're the Predator like takes his mask off and takes his whatever off, and it's like, I'm gonna fight you mano a mano. It's like, okay. And then they kind of like wrestle each other. It's like, what is that? I mean, I guess the aliens are predators, so
you have to have the fight, but it didn't. It just felt like a predator fighting a bigger predator, which is actually the plot of the Predator. It didn't feel like a xenomorph at all. Like I would have loved if it was a giant. Like imagine a giant predator like crawling on the walls and on the ceiling. That would have been fucking scary and awesome and something we haven't seen before.
If it actually changed form, if it like broke out of its carcass or something like that and developed like an insect would, so that you think this is my final form and shit, and then all of a sudden it breaks out and it's like huge.
That would have been great.
It would have added a stimulant to it. But yeah, you're right. It was dark on dark on dark on dark, and then I stab you.
What if its dreads were like the tail of the xenomorph, and they were like they're more like Doc Ock
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, because it would have been more interesting. Because right now it's literally like an alien with dreads. That's what a pred alien is.
Yeah,
No?
yeah, it
Am I
was not very inventive.
No.
It was taller. It had thicker legs.
All I can
Yeah.
think
Maybe
about.
fingernails.
All I can
Probably
think
has
about.
some nice.
Is there
fingernails.
not a better name they could come up with than Pred Alien? I
think
tried to. I don't know.
I think
tried
they
to
brought
think
that
of a
over
better
from
one.
the first movie.
No, I know, but like it just doesn't.
Alien-
It doesn't
Alien
roll off the
better.
tongue. Yeah. What was it? Matt? What are they called? Yijimbos?
Oh no.
Usagi Yojimbos. Yes.
Yauta, I believe it is.
Yeah, that's not. That doesn't really. That doesn't really
It doesn't
benefit with
sound-
xenomorph.
And so Uteni shows up at the end. They bring the gun or whatever to Uteni, and it's this woman. And I couldn't remember what the hell that was supposed to be about. I forgot about the whole thing with.
I know
with
it sounded
that.
familiar,
Well,
and then
it's because the first movie set up Wayland,
Mhm.
so then we had to get Yutani.
Yeah,
By the
and
way-
that was originally supposed to go to Peter Weller,
Oh,
which again now we got RoboCop coming into this universe. That's what we need.
I mean, he's great in everything, but I thought it made sense to have Lance Hendrickson do it.
No, Henderson was Bishop or the Wayland, but
Peter
he,
Weller's supposed to be Yutani, a clearly
Yutani.
Japanese name.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, different times we weren't as picky about that kind of
I
thing
know. I
back in
just said,
2007, Jack.
yeah, I know. I just said Peter Weller's great, but he's no Scarlett Johansson. You know.
You know, well, Matt Damon's going to come save everybody anyways. It's just how it works out.
By the way, this I know in 1979 the idea of this massive corporation that has its hands in literally everything is ridiculous, but now I see Wayland Yutani is basically just Amazon Google.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
God, that's horrifying.
Yeah, there's going to be a Jeff Bezos in 200 years. There's going to be a Jeff Bezos like cyborg like shooting milk out of its mouth.
The Bezos Musk Corporation.
Oh, I also read that the woman, again, I don't know any of their names. The lady, army lady, with the girl, the
Wolf.
strange daughter.
I think her
Kelly.
name is Wolf.
That
name
was
is-
Kelly. So
Name is
random.
Kelly.
All the names are like
Didn't it
Ricky,
didn't say
Sarah,
it didn't say Ripley on her? Wasn't there a Ripley?
I don't think so.
I guess it was just Dallas.
That would be sacrilege. But she's wearing like this white bathrobe, and they said it's like Sigourney Weaver. I don't. Was that the first film? She's in some white bathrobe or something. I don't know. They said it was like a little callback to that as well.
Either the first or the second one. She wears. There's a.
And then again, this woman was not the main character. Like,
Yeah.
Well, in a way, though, wouldn't that make her? Wouldn't that be like a gender swap of what they usually do? They have the stoic soldier person who would be the one who's taking all the army stuff portion of it, and then your main character has been Ripley in the Alien movies, so she's been the female lead that does all the bigger story. I don't hate that they have the soldier be a woman in this, but they just didn't give her enough.
No, they just needed somebody to fly the helicopter. Is Dallas supposed to be Dallas's ancestor? I feel like I don't. It's been so long now. I feel like when I read the IMDb trivia that night when I saw it, it was like the filmmakers say it's just it's an homage, and he's not actually related to our Dallas. So well, what's the fucking point?
oh, Dallas. Oh,
Just make him Dallas's grandpa.
Well, he's Corbin Dallas,
Wait, what do I know? Corbin Dallas. Oh, Fifth Element.
Fifth Element.
oh.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
see that Fifth Element versus Alien versus Predator.
Yeah. You feed the alien with love.
The Sixth Element is acid.
Right. It's the Sixth Element.
Wow.
Did it still have acid when it was a pred alien?
I don't know. It was yellow
Oh, no, I
in
guess
his
that's
infrared.
That's how the arm fell off. Yeah. Okay. I just feel like you didn't utilize that in the movie, like later in the movie when he's attacking everyone. Just feel like he could have utilized that more.
He should have been able to like shoot 3 red lasers of acid out.
Or she, could be a she.
Or she is a queen.
Yep.
So
Well,
I have-
Whichever
we don't-
one.
What's the line
Well,
from
yeah.
What's the line from Into the Spider-Verse? I have to examine my own gender biases.
Right. I was going to say that's exactly. We don't want to assume gender.
That scene is so. I mean, I did appreciate the multiple aliens being birthed. Like that was, like you said, something we hadn't seen before, but it was so gross.
I didn't get
Also,
to
the
see it.
doctor's like, "Oh, what should I do?" And it's like, really, you come into this scene and you're like, don't run the hell away."
Hillary, how I want to see. I agree. How would you play it? How would you play the role? You're the you. I'm John Kraus. I'm the older brother, and I just cast you as the doctor in the discovering the monster scene. So you walk in, and what is your
Yeah.
reaction? Action.
And I'd walk back out.
Cut.
That's
Print
right.
it. That's a wrap.
Well, the doctor looking at all the EKGs and they all start flatlining. He's like, well, that doesn't seem right. I better get in there alone
It's-
for 3 people that are flatlining.
Goopy, whatever
Webbing.
Yeah, it's like that doesn't throw you off first. I mean,
Also,
I appreciate that he really wanted to save his patient or figure out what the heck was going on, but
Well, he made it to the 3rd one in, too. They were all in a row, and he had seen all the EKGs starting to flatline and freak out. And he goes all the way to the last one and then starts turning back going, oh, what happened to you? Oh, what's going on over there? Oh, what's this in my face now? Harvey Bardem. That's
Also, before the monster, she's just like, "Oh, my water broke," and the nurse goes, "Okay."
oh right, yeah.
see ya.
She just, she doesn't.
I don't know
chat with
nothing
him.
about birth and no babies.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so gross watching the eggs go down her neck.
Yeah, that was. Ugh.
It's not as gross as in Resurrection with the human. human alien. I just remember that as we were talking. It's so gross.
And I mean, I think this is why it came up, but it just goes to show you, Alien Resurrection, clearly the weakest of the 4. Although maybe some people would say Alien 3, but it's a masterpiece compared to these AVP movies.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, and like you're saying, I did want the alien to eventually come to Earth. Like, it's a cool concept, but I did kind of miss. But having it on Earth did make it seem just like a horror movie and not like a sci-fi movie. I just
No, yeah, that's a good point. It's not sci-fi. It is just horror. It's the besieged town genre.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's just a slaughter fest, really.
But the reason I wanted the Earth was because basically the setting for all 4 movies is the same. Aliens is on a planet, and I guess so is
you don't want
Alien
it to
3,
get to it.
but
Yeah.
it still feels like it's still the same kind of industrial setting.
Mhm.
It would be nice to, we've after 4 movies, we can afford to switch it up a bit. Also, I thought Alien 5 would be in the future. It would be a Ripley movie, so there would be sci-fi and future tech.
Has there been any talk about the Prometheus sequels?
What's his face still wants to do 2 more.
Yeah, it's more after Covenant, but I
yeah.
haven't heard.
But how did Covenant do? Because, I mean, this thing was a serious killer. That's the thing we got to go off of, too, is AVP, which, first of all, they called it AVP. What the? But AVP begat this sequel. Like, it managed to say, hey, that was well enough liked that we're going to do another one. And then the promise of that was like, and then we're going to do this other one. That's why we're introducing this character at the end of it.
It was 2007 though. Marvel changed everything. It's literally they don't bother with a movie unless it can't just make its money back now. It has to be a massive, gigantic hit, and they probably have to spend like they did with Prometheus. They have to. It doesn't count unless they spend $100 million on the budget. I don't think the AVP movies had big, like massive budgets.
I think the budget for this was like 37 million or something, and it made 160.
Yeah, so it made a killing, and it makes sense. Of course, you should make another movie, but they just don't think like that anymore. Now they just they put everything on their tent poles.
So Covenant did 240 million at the box office, and the budget was 97 to 111 million.
So that's good, but it's now that they don't consider that a hit. $240 million.
Yeah,
Is that
it
the
only
one
doubled
I
its budget.
It has
I
to
don't
be $1
know what it
billion. It has to break some kind of record. It has to be the highest third weekend in May on a Tuesday for an R-rated movie starring a 50-plus woman. There has to be some kind of record broken for the studios to get the shareholders excited.
Unless it's a Blumhouse movie, in which case they make it for $1 million to $2 million, and then it makes 40, and they figure they've just landed at the best thing ever.
Brilliant! It's so brilliant. That was my dream in film school, was to get to a place where I could start my own production company, and I was just going to make 10 movies a year for $100,000, and be like, one of them's going to be good. I'm so jealous. I'm jealous that he's doing it and he is living a very comfortable life now. But I'm also just happy to see he's doing it so well and he's making such good movies with it. You know, for every whatever that awful J-Lo movie was, there's a Get Out. There's a Midsummer, not a Midsummer. That's A24, right? A24.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But the thing is that with the amount of, and like I said, I went through 5 or 6 different streaming services today to try to find this movie available. It was weird that it wasn't on any of them, except for regular TV. But all of those services now need content, and they don't all want to spend $100 million to make that. They're going to. Your Disney is going to, because it's trying to make Marvel movies, but have them just on its own service as opposed to in theaters. But more often than not, you're going to get things where we either want 10 episodes for a series run and see what happens after that, and a much lower budget, or we want something that we can just throw up there and have people talk about it for the weekend.
That's what kills me about Netflix. As a writer and as a consumer of sci-fi genre stuff, like I just love that, like time travel, parallel universes. I love that shit. And now Netflix has like every week they come out with another like high concept sci-fi film, and I get so excited. And they're making them for like $10 million, and they're all terrible. But Netflix is just like churning them out for content, and it's incredible how many movies and TV shows are being made right now, and I still can't sell a goddamn script. But I
don't know that they're being sold on scripts. That's the thing, is that I think they're being sold on directors. They got Michael Bay making movies for Netflix. That's weird, but that's happening.
Yeah, no, it's
Michael Bay and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, my dad just told me today Scorsese inked a second, like a follow-up to The Irishman. That's like,
really?
Yeah, it might even be like a bigger budget with DiCaprio.
Yeah. Well, there's your Langoliers length film.
So, according to Beatmaster, the reason that this isn't on Disney Plus is because all R-rated Disney-owned property goes to Hulu.
Yep.
But it wasn't on Hulu either.
Hulu's the adult content.
Which is weird.
And
I didn't know that.
All the Alien movies, including AVP, I think right now are on HBO, except Requiem.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, a lot of the streaming rights and stuff were settled way before the Fox Disney merger. Eventually, there will be no more non-Warner stuff on off HBO. There'll be no Marvel stuff on Netflix.
Yeah.
It'll take a few years to settle in. Except Spider-Man, Sony is going to hang on to that franchise for dear life. As long as they make a movie, what is it, every 2 years?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Or until they get bought out.
Yeah, until Disney owns them. That's why we got, Into the Spider-Verse, I think, is the greatest comic book movie of all time. But that's why we're getting Venom. That's why we're getting Morbius. That's why we're getting Sinister Six. Like, Sony will just they will do a J. Jonah Jameson movie if it costs, $10 million and it gets them to keep the Spider-Man rights for another 2 years.
Frankly, that's one I would be most excited about, probably, as long as they get him back.
What's his face? Simmons just signed on for 2 MCU movies or
Good.
2 Spider-Man. Yeah, I don't like him bald though. That's not J. Jonah Jameson. That's just J.K. Simmons. It's like a weird hybrid. It's J.K. Jameson.
Yeah, but it's better than giving him a pseudo unmustached face.
Yeah,
like they did to Cavill.
Who? Yeah, I agree. J.K. Simmons is perfect for J. Jonah Jameson. But there's been other perfect casting roles that eventually we have to, there's been 5 James Bonds or whatever. Who, if we had to do another J. Jonah Jameson, who do you think would do it?
That's tough, because they got to have that booming voice. They have to have that bravado. They have to have that mustache and pull it off. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head who fits that, because it's a character actor.
Oh, how about this?
That really has to lose himself to the role.
Jane Lynch. The
Jane Lynch is
J is for Janet. She's got white hair. She's got the cigar.
She could really do good at it. I would say that.
Yeah.
Get me pictures of Spider-Man.
Hey, puppy.
That is kind of the coach that she played on Glee, anyways.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She was the foil to everybody. She was the foil to Mr. Shu and all the gleeks.
It's storming, so the dogs were crying to get in. So I had my wife open the door.
Oh, storm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah,
It was 95 here today.
it's supposed to
No.
be. It was cool today, but then tomorrow's supposed to be 93.
Yeah, it's unreasonably hot.
I didn't know it gets that hot over there.
Normally not till August.
Warming.
Yeah.
Here's another one.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, like little Ewoks.
His name is Wicket.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He does not like thunderstorms. He is currently on lorazepam.
Oh.
I take it when I fly. He takes it when it storms.
Oh.
Oh gosh.
What a pussy.
Yeah, I know. He's a big old
did you see
puss.
Star Wars: The Off Limits? Was that one of the ones you were saying we couldn't talk about?
No, it's vegan, Avatar, and Game of Thrones.
Because I rewatched the original 3, and then there's this documentary on Disney Plus. I didn't know that Warwick Davis. First of all, he was 11, or might have even been
Oh, I didn't know
younger
that.
for Return of the Jedi,
Yeah, he's a
and
baby.
he was just like, one of the Ewoks. And then I forget the guy's name that played. He played R2D2, and he was supposed to play Wicked.
Kenny Baker.
Yes, yeah. He got sick. So then Lucas picked, then they had Warwick Davis do Wicked. And he was just like, so excited to be there, and he did such a good job. And he said that he thought about Ewok being like a dog, and that's why he would like tilt his head, because dogs do that when they like listen. I just thought what a astute little thing for like a 10-year-old to think. And then he became Wicked, and he's in all the movies. I just love that.
Jesus.
Just wanted to give a little heartwarming
If
fact.
you,
that totally canceled out your actor killing his cat story.
That's true. If you want to go back and listen to our interview with Hornswoggle, where he talks about trying to be the most famous midget, and Warwick Davis comes up.
Oh.
Yeah, I would say Warwick Davis he was the number one, and he's probably a solid 2 after Peter Dinklage
Yeah,
at this
now it's
point.
Peter
So
Dinklage.
all apologies to Hornswoggle.
Yeah.
No, he's fucking fuck that guy.
And I mean, it's been
I
been
mean that
years
the nicest
since
way
Billy
possible.
Barty gave up the title anyway.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was amazing in Willow.
Yeah.
I rewatched that recently too.
Me too.
It's
I watched
so
it.
wholesome.
It's so good. It's like it's one of the best pre-CGI optical effects movies. I was like shocked at how good the production values were.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
What? It's on Disney
And- and-
Plus.
I've never seen Willow, and I posted that on my Facebook the other day, and people just freaked. They're like, "How could you have not seen
so
Willow?"
good.
Like,
It's so good.
Really?
It's like it's Lord of the Rings light, but it's just Ron Howard really coming into his own as a director. It's just perfectly executed.
I just remember Lucas and Chris Claremont, I think, writing the sequel books, and immediately they killed off Matt Mardigan and like the cooler parts of the film in the books, and it's like, why would they do this?
Yeah, dark and gritty. They should have called it Killo.
Hey-o.
I think it was like Shadow Moon or something, so close.
Listeners.
Which is what this movie was filmed under.
So I have to go back a bit because Jack mentioned Morbius. I need to confess my undying love for Jared Leto.
Ew.
Yep.
Well, that's
Can't help
good.
it.
He's got a cult. You can do that with them
Well, he's weird now. I mean,
now.
he was-
Leaned great in My So-Called Life, but he was always weird.
My So-Called Life was that.
Yeah, he was in Fight
when you
Club.
first found him?
Fight Club. He was Angel Face. Then he
Yep.
had 30 Seconds to Mars.
Yep. Their second album is probably one of my top 10 rock albums of my entire
Oh,
life.
COVID positive. Great album.
Too soon, Jack. Too soon.
He's great in Dallas Buyers Club.
Never saw it.
Yeah, he's great in that. Okay. So what about Jared Leto? Oh, you're excited that he's starring.
Yeah, he's in Morbius.
I'm excited to see how Michael Keaton is going to be incorporated. If it's becoming an MCU connection. If it's going to be, if he's going to be Vulture, if they're setting up Sinister Six.
Oh, see, this is starting to go past my knowledge.
So I think
Yeah,
so. So they have Venom, and they have Venom 2, and they have Morbius. And Sony has now realized, okay, we're terrible at making Spider-Man movies, so let's just keep making these Spider-Man characters. That way, we get to keep the rights.
Venom do well.
Right.
It did well, yeah.
It did well enough to get a sequel.
Yeah.
It didn't do Marvel movie well, but it did
Yeah.
okay.
And they're excited. It has a cult following, so they're happy. It didn't get shit on. Well, I mean, I guess it did get shit on the way Amazing Spider-Man did, but it didn't have. Amazing Spider-Man didn't have any cult following, whereas this certainly does. But what I think they're trying to do is they're like, okay, Tom Holland's contract is up. We gave him to you for the Avengers movies. You should be happy. Fans got so upset that Disney that they were like there was an outrage. It's like, all right, fine, he can stay in MCU. But I bet you that they made some backhanded deal where it's like eventually they are going to have Tom Holland enter this universe as well, and they'll be the Sony Spider-Man universe and the MCU.
Okay, so forgive my ignorance, but there is the MCU, and then there's whatever the heck DC Comics is doing,
And then there's
right?
MC
So there's
Scat Cat.
Marvel Comics, and then the Sony stuff falls under.
It falls under
So-
Marvel because they have a deal for the Spider-Man universe, and they had to make a back deal to allow Spider-Man to appear in the Marvel films.
Okay.
So they're essentially produced by Sony with distribution by Disney. They have a crossover and anything, but Sony felt like they weren't getting enough money for the fact that they were making these Spider-Man movies, and Disney was getting all the kudos for it and everything. But Sony has the ability to take other Spider-Man characters and make movies for them.
Yeah. See, the problem is DC is owned by Warner Media, so every single character in the DC universe is under the same roof. So that's why HBO can do whatever they want. HBO can do the Justice League cut. You do the Justice League. You can do Aquaman. Every single DC character, all these CW shows cross over all the time. They're all owned by Warner Brothers. And it's really, honestly, it's one of the only things keeping Warner Brothers afloat. That and Harry Potter. And Disney and Marvel was a bankrupt company in the 90s and sold their properties off to the lowest bidder to anybody who would ask. And then when they became popular, they've been desperately trying to get them all back. And now that they're owned by Disney, it's been a little easier. But
that's why they can't make Hulk movies. They can only involve Hulk in other films because Universal has the rights to Hulk.
Universal has Hulk.
And Namor.
Yeah, and Namor. That's you'll never get a Namor movie. The Submariner. And Fox, all the X-Men universe, its own universe of like 12 movies with Deadpool
and Fantastic Four.
And Fantastic Four, that was all Fox. But now Disney bought them, so now pretty much everybody's back under the same roof, except and Daredevil was I think Sony too, and they didn't make it. They didn't make a Daredevil 3. They didn't make
Daredevil was
2.
Fox, and then Fox
Fox.
didn't make another one, and so it went back to Disney, and that's why they did the TV series.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, the only outstanding one now is Spider-Man because that's the only movie that keeps getting made. But they found a great loophole. All these Spider-Man characters are also counted under Spider. Oh, so Hillary. This is very interesting. Under the deal, there was two. They negotiated two of the characters got to be in both universes, Fox and Marvel, and that was Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. And the deal they made was, okay, you can have them both, but we get to make one prominent, and you get to make one prominent. So in X-Men, Quicksilver is the main mutant you see, and his little sister is only seen for a few seconds. And in MCU, Quicksilver is killed off in one movie.
Yeah.
And they're both the same characters. They're actually Magneto's kids.
Are they making more X-Men movies?
They probably will now.
Yeah, they'll be MCU movies now. They'll probably
and then they are planning on still releasing the New Mutants movie, which is a spin-off X-Men film.
Yeah, what the heck happened with that?
It's been on the shelf for years. The girl that plays Arya Stark is like 12 in it. The director says he wants to do a trilogy with that, but so they'll probably reboot X-Men completely with new actors, and there's talk of possibly making Magneto and Professor X black and updating it from the Holocaust to civil rights.
Right.
Since if Magneto is a Holocaust survivor, that would make him like 100.
Yeah.
So.
Right. The only thing that they're planning on sticking around is Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool.
Ugh.
But his character is the one that makes the most sense that he would wind up in the Marvel universe and
It does
register the
fit.
fact. Yeah.
It fits. It works. And I wouldn't be surprised if they start planting the seeds for this in the new Doctor Strange movie, which is going to set up the parallel
Multiverse.
universes, the multiverse. So there's a chance they could say all of these movies you've seen before, X-Men, Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, all of these movies are canon. They're just not our universe.
Oh my gosh. Oh, my head hurts.
And then the aliens and the predators are going to be involved.
Yep.
One of the very first comic books I ever bought when I got into comics in 7th grade was Batman versus Predator.
Yep.
A thing?
It's a
And
great
Superman
series.
versus Aliens.
Yeah, great series.
Really?
They introduced aliens into the Wildstorm universe, which was Jim Lee's comics at Image, and they did a Stormwatch crossover with aliens, and they did then a Wildcats crossover with aliens, and they killed all of Stormwatch in that comic, and then had the Wildcats come in and kind of figure things out and clean things up. But they literally destroyed or finished off their comic series by having them die in this crossover, which was a huge deal.
That's so it's canon. That's crazy.
It was canon, even though it was a crossover with what was Dark Horse's property at the time. They canonized it so that it actually had an effect, a long-term effect in the Wildstorm universe.
That's how Mighty Max ended. Gets eaten by a xenomorph. His shit bursts out of his chest. Yeah, I feel like the aliens have crossed over with pretty much every franchise. There's probably a Star Trek aliens.
I would think so. I mean, they have Star Trek Green Lantern, so...
So when I was growing up, I had all the Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles and action figures, and the Aliens universe action figures were actually one of my main go-tos. I almost every day I would play with them. And the big thing, I had my Ripleys, I had my Hicks, I had a Bishop that you could rip them into a bunch of pieces. I had the Power Loader. My mom bought me the Queen once because we had to drive my grandparents to a wedding in Jersey and then just hang outside in a bar for 6 hours. And I was driving her nuts, so she took me to the local Kmart and bought me a Queen, and I got to play with it at the bar. Yeah. So, but the most of the Aliens toys were varieties of Xenomorph. So what did the chest burster? What did it burst out? What?
Wow.
Yeah. So.
I never got obsessed with the alien movies, but for some reason never got any toys. Interesting.
Yeah. So I had a bull alien and I had a gorilla alien and I had this awesome neon green praying mantis alien. It had like these big praying mantis claws and like a spiky head. So I wrote.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, I wrote like when I played with my toys, I would write arcs and I would like write movies and miniseries. So Batman versus praying mantis alien was like the most epic. It's probably the reason I became a screenwriter. I went all out. There was the Battle of Grandma's TV. There was a lot going on.
Did you ever see Batman Dead End?
Yes, very. Oh yeah! Wow! Yeah.
Short film that was done online years back that had Batman versus a Predator. It was just like a short to kind of give the concept of it. Boner from Growing Pains played the Joker in it. Did an actually pretty excellent job.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you find this on the interweb?
So, yeah, don't spoil the ending. I want to. So yeah, you should watch it. It's like 10 minutes long.
I'll watch that before we do our Langoliers episode. How about that?
Okay. It's like 10 minutes long. It's a very good fan film. Another very good fan film, Spider-Man, Zombie Spider-Man.
What about Punisher?
Thing.
There was Punisher Loose Change or whatever.
Oh, that's very
or
good.
Dirty Laundry.
Yeah,
with actually had Thomas Jane coming back as the Punisher from the film that he did.
Yeah,
but
that's
wasn't
actually
made by
there's a fan Venom movie with the kid from True Blood. That's very good. Also black and white and very good.
Some of those fan films, that's the thing, is those fan films were showing the possibilities of these characters when Hollywood wasn't really investing in them.
There's some filmmakers now that it's very hard, but there are filmmakers who are getting jobs out of it because you can't make any money off the fan film. You don't own the rights, but they are like, here's what I can do. It doesn't. I don't think the Dead End guy. I'm sure he got work, but he obviously didn't become. They didn't hand the keys to the franchise to him. They didn't. But there's. I hate to promote my old job because they fired me and they suck. But one of our alumni, he he seems like a nice guy. He designed the Stranger Things theme song, the logo. He was a special effects guy. He did a very cool like 1 minute Boba Fett movie. And I could see him getting an episode of The Mandalorian or something out of it because he did such a good job.
Yeah, that's the thing. It doesn't seem like it would be that different from doing a spec script. You're just taking an existing property and creating something out of it that you know isn't supposed to be public or be sold, but is to just show that you're capable.
The problem is a lot of these fan films aren't good. They're the Brothers Krause. They look good and it's fan service.
Yeah, you'll find the occasion. I supported a Nightwing cosplayer short movie about the Dick Grayson character, and it had Jason Todd in it and stuff years ago. So I got a DVD of it, which I thought was cool. I also got T-shirts with the Nightwing logo and the Jason Todd logo, the Red Hood logo. And I was surprised as hell that they could get T-shirts made as things from this Kickstarter to give out, because that is a logo that is definitely trademarked. Yeah, but I'm always surprised how trademarks work.
They're bending rules there. I feel like I almost wore my I have a Nightwing shirt. I'm very proud of because it's the vintage '80s Nightwing, the
disco
yellow.
Nightwing.
Yeah. My favorite costume. That was my dream in film school. I outlined 2 specs, and I really wanted to direct them, a Nightwing film and a Huntress film.
Oh yeah.
Now
the actual daughter of Batman and Catwoman for
No, this was the Mafia storyline,
which is still
I'm a child of the '90s DC characters, but now I've given up on that. I don't watch any of the CW shows, but I feel like every possible DC thing that I've ever wanted to do has been done at some point now on the CW.
I've been avoiding most of the shows, but I did give the first episode of Stargirl a try, just because there's a joy to that character when Jeff Johns created her and she was based off of his sister who had passed away. But there's just something more fun about it. They had Joel McHale played Starman in it. Luke Wilson is playing Stripesy in it. Amy Smart. It just seems a lot more fun. It's the Justice Society of America, and I always like those characters. So I'm trying that, and the more that it stays away from the greater CW verse, the happier I'll probably be with it.
It looks fun. I literally haven't watched a single CW Arrowverse show. I wanted to. It's too much to get into at this point.
It is a lot.
Hillary, the role for Batwoman is currently open and casting.
Oh, yeah,
that is true.
You would look great with red hair.
Thank you. What happened? I never read. What happened with that?
She quit in the after one season.
Did she come out with a statement or anything?
She said,
I haven't followed it really.
She said, "Those who know." Very cryptic. Right. She did hurt her back doing special effects, like fucked up.
Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, but
I don't know. I think I could see you doing it.
Thank you.
I'll sign that petition.
Whenever we get to act again.
If you do it. Never mind. It would be very funny if you adopted or one day had a kid and you named him Bat, and his name was Batman.
Oh yes, my last name's Man. Everyone, 2 N's.
Oh hey, that's almost like everyone telling me that I should have a son and name him Frank N.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I've never heard that of all the awful man jokes I've gotten.
I think Matt should name his kid Pal E.
If my wife gets pregnant, we have a bigger conversation to have because your boy's shooting blanks.
Oh boy. Oh, it's that part of the podcast.
Hour and 45 minutes. We haven't talked about my dick yet. So
you're gonna call him Blankenstein?
Oh.
Oh. So that's what the Requiem was for.
Yeah. My unborn children.
Bringing it back.
I do have some notes left. I guess I said that. Why did they only send one predator after this like species-threatening abomination? So why would the military let them live at the very end? Like the crazies, the whole third act is them just trying not to get silenced by the military.
Yeah,
like, why would they just let just nuke this American town?
Yeah, it was just like
they just kind of stumbled. It was like, oh well, you know.
it was her job. It was her job to kill everybody that you knew.
And it's like, well, okay, I guess we can't just shoot you. So,
But they do go with the 4 people that really have the least ties to anybody in that town anymore. Like the guy who just came back after being in jail for 4 years, the wife who just came out of the military and already saw her husband die. So everybody else was like, and they gave the sheriff and the mom of the kid from the woods, they gave them the opportunity to come with them. Like, oh no, we're going to go do this thing. Well, that seems kind of dumb because every movie where the military shows up, except for Monster Squad, they fuck everybody over at the end, right? You never want the military to show up unless it's the end of Monster Squad.
Unless like I actually did like at the end of the Predator, where they were like, well, we got to silence you, and they're like, well, I just killed a bunch of predators. I'd actually be perfect for the Men in Black. And
right?
Like, oh, that actually makes sense. That's the only time.
You want us on your side?
No. So again, like when I said to Hillary, like, who would you call if you saw a spaceship? I do think about stuff like that sometimes. It's like, oh shit. I feel like you just walk away. I didn't see anything.
Well, that reminds me of, I was listening to Trevor Noah, and he was saying with, COVID and everything, he was like, I always wondered what would happen, like the aliens came to Earth, and I really thought it would unite us as a people. And after it's like, no, I don't think so.
Nothing will unite us. There would be.
We went from hands across America to the end of us. That's where the nation is.
If the end of Watchmen happened, there would be pro Squid.
Right.
Like, my parents would be pro Squid on Facebook right now.
Ugh.
We would definitely vote for Kodos.
Wait, so okay. Oh, I loved when they're in the sewer and you hear the alien. It's like, wah! And the guy's like, it's just a rat.
Yeah. All rats sound that way.
And then when the keys fall down into the sewer, but he doesn't want to go right where the keys are because he would be embarrassed. I just wrote down, yes, why don't you climb down where the keys are? And then they're down in the sewer and he's like, it's this way. I'm like, how would you know?
He can smell it.
Whenever the bullies are so cartoonishly evil, I believe that exists because I went to high school and they do exist. But when you have the girlfriend that's like clearly has a good heart and is a good person, how in a million years would they have ever lasted more than 12 hours together? Like Flash Thompson and wait, what's that? Now did you switch mics with Matt? What happened?
Heyo.
No, I mean, we won't get into the whole bad boy. I mean, these guys are bullies. They're not
that's not he's not rebel without a cause.
Yeah, but I don't have time for this.
Well, but that's the thing is the movie doesn't have time to give any reasoning why these characters are the way they are. There's no school interaction. It's just he shows up at the house to deliver pizza. They make fun of him. He says something snippy back. They're like, okay, we're all going to kick your ass now. But
fire happen.
Right. But she at least says he's going to get fired soon. And then she does fire him. My question is, does he have a tracker on her? How does he know to show up at the school for the swimming pool thing? Or is that just her regular MO? She just goes to the pool at school all the time like, hey, yeah, this is where we're going to bang. What's that?
Wait, she invited Ricky to the pool.
She invites Ricky to the pool. But then the ex-boyfriend shows up with his friends. Like, how does he know that that's where she is unless this is what she always does? Or,
I mean, it was 2007, so I guess they were texting, but, there's not, if he had more technology, maybe.
I still think he paid by the text in 2007.
Well, that's probably true.
I was going to say maybe it's such a small town, they just drove around for 2 minutes and looked for a car. But
our car.
But the size of the town kept changing from like small town to small city.
I know, and it didn't seem like, keep saying small town, but I'm like, none of them really knew each other.
Yeah, there's a massive power plant. Nobody knows it. It wasn't it was a city.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird for me because I've never not lived in New York, so it's literally for me. It's like New York or Perfection from Tremors, which has 7 people in it. Like I can't imagine us anything else. But I guess like I went to a high school with 3,000 people, and I didn't, I only knew, I didn't know everybody. I probably knew every face, but I don't know. I don't know what it's like living in bumfuck, where Matt is.
Jack, how many people were in your graduating class?
So I went to a prep school, a college school, so it was smaller. It was 350.
There were 312 people in my entire high school.
See, yeah, the school I was, the public school I was zoned for was 7,000 students.
Yeah, my graduating class was 54.
And I was dating a girl in this school.
Oh.
And I remember she was crying. She calls me crying. She was a freshman. She was so traumatized. 7,000 kids in a full school assembly, and the principal had a heart attack and died in front of all of them.
Oh!
Are you serious?
Yeah. Just can you imagine how? That's like the scene in The Simpsons when Krusty has the fake puppet, and he smashes his head and then throws it into the crowd of kids. Oh God, horrible. She ended up cheating on me though, so I was glad she was traumatized. Actually, I don't know if I told the story on the show before. We got into a huge fight, and I said, I hope you get hit by a truck. No, I said, I hope you get hit by a bus. I forget whether it was a truck or bus. I said, I hope you get hit by a truck or a bus. And then I started dating her best friend. And
the truck driver.
Yeah. And one day, her name was Jackie. Jackie comes over, and she goes, hey, you want to hang out? And Lisa was like, Jack's upstairs. Sorry, it's kind of awkward. She goes, fine, whatever. And she like storms off, and on her way back home, she got hit by a car and was crippled, paralyzed. And so I think she started walking again at some point. But
oh my God!
Yeah, oops.
Just to spite you.
So don't piss me off when I tell you to get hit by a bus. I felt terrible. She was crying all night, and my girlfriend was crying all night because her friend, it was horrible. Her friend was hit by a car. Yeah, super awkward.
That'd be a lesson to you.
Yeah. Don't break up with Jack.
I gotta go.
Well, I'm out of notes on the movie.
Hold on, let me check. Let's see. This is what I wrote. Looks good. Why would you touch the ship?
Why not?
Let's show this to the sheriff. Man arm falls off. Son just died. I wrote predator nailed.
Is this slam poetry?
Harry's dog. Subplots? Too many.
Yeah.
Find him in 30 find him 30. Yeah, he's like, find him in 30 minutes or less, asshole. I was like, what a lame joke, dude.
I thought you liked Bad Boys. Hold on. I want to go back to the you're running through the spaceship. So I was thinking, is like, man, if I saw a spaceship, I would be very curious and investigate. But if I had a little kid with me, my kid, my son, I feel like I'd just get the fuck out of there.
Right?
Which is what they try to do. That legitimately they decide, let's get the hell out.
Yeah. All right. Fine.
Bushes. Okay.
1 point to the Wayans brothers.
All right. I said, oh yeah, yes. Why don't you climb down where the keys are? I just wrote rats. I wrote, it's just a rat. Yes, you're in over your head. Some guy says you're in over your head, and it's like, yes, you are. We both know what you're looking at. Oh, so lame. Oh yeah, the fired line I couldn't stand. Chef
wait, Matt, can you play some like a drum beat over this?
Should I say it slower?
Can we do like a beat poetry? Can you play some background music?
If you can get the music that Mike Myers reads his woman, in So I Married an Ex-Murderer.
Okay.
Fred, alien?
Get out of the water, Jaws. Babies. Babies. That's the chopper. Oh, that was it. I can try it again.
Damn it.
The music's a little loud, Matt.
Well,
Dying.
Now it's turning into like William Shatner doing Rocket Man.
All the
man.
fucking YouTube videos are not exactly what I
It's
wanted.
all right, Matt. It's all right.
Can't all be as good at the internet as
Matt,
Jack.
Matt, you're in over your head.
You should be fired.
It's my goddamn show.
Oh, was that? And then was that when did? Not that I want to bring up stupid Trump, but was that when Celebrity Apprentice was? Like when she was saying "you're fired"? Was that around the time
Oh, that.
when he had that catchphrase?
Um,
I'm just
yeah,
curious.
2000, it would have been on around 2007. Yeah.
Yeah, it started in 2004. So yeah, that would have been probably the height of it.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah,
it was a reference to True Lies.
Man, that's such a good movie.
I just rewatched it a couple days ago. I was actually disappointed that it
Oh,
didn't
really?
it didn't hold up as much as I wanted it to.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
mean it's
have
still
to rewatch
good,
it.
but it was more dated than I remember it being because I rewatch it every 10 years or so, and I remember the last time I watched it, I was like, oh, this movie holds up. It's a great pre CGI film, and now I'm just like,
I don't know. I still love it. Bill Paxton
it's
pissing his
still really
pants.
good. I used to say it was like the best action movie of the 90s that wasn't sci-fi
Yeah.
or genre.
Yeah.
And now I would like, it was like, oh man, I'm torn between that and like Die Hard with a Vengeance and Speed.
Isn't
And
that
now, what's that?
Isn't that your favorite Die Hard?
Die Hard with a
With a
Vengeance. You know me so well, Hillary. Yeah, no, Die Hard with a Vengeance is, I think, is the better movie. But well, no, Die Hard. Was such a like completely out of the box original action movie. In terms of like what it's in the way like Alien is like a perfect movie that came out of nowhere. But I would much rather watch Aliens. I would much rather watch Die Hard 3 is a much more watchable film.
Die Hard 3 did something different with it than like Die Hard 2.
Yeah.
And so that was the key to Aliens, is that it changed the format of what Alien was. It didn't just do the same thing again.
It morphed.
Yep.
It xenomorphed.
Oh, there it was.
What other beat poetry do you have for us, Hillary?
That was it.
Are you going to
Really good.
prepare a slam piece for Langoliers next week?
So
You
many
bet.
15 minutes into
Have
the
pages,
future?
pages. How long is Langoliers?
Like fucking
It's
3
3
minutes
hours,
or 3
yeah.
hours? 3 minutes. Goddamn.
I'm so
So
excited. Oh yeah.
soda, no fizz.
I'm trying to find the runtime.
You guys are gonna have to find it for me. I do own the DVD, but my DVDs are in
All right.
storage.
Jack, I got you.
Thank you, Matt.
Yep. It's 3 hours on the nuts. 180 minutes.
Have you guys
alright.
have you guys done Tommy Knockers?
No, but I love that movie too.
Yeah,
When
if we're gonna do
fucking pulls the
Langoliers, we
teeth
gotta
out.
do Tommy Knockers
Okay.
Wait, where can you find Langoliers?
I can.
at the airport.
Yeah. Ba-boom-ps. Just,
Practice.
I'll
Does
just
that work?
face space message me after this, Hillary, and I'll.
Got it. Oh, I'm so excited.
I got.
Hope you are too, listeners.
I literally have been trying to find 3 hours to watch this movie for like 6 months. So now that I have to, I'm on board.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. This is my childhood.
I've never seen it.
Oh,
Oh,
seen-
fun.
my
I haven't
God.
seen Tommy Knockers either, so
Have you seen Stephen King's The Stand?
no. I'm very aware of it, but
So
Have you seen the 90s It?
I've seen some of The Stand. I remember when it was originally airing, and I've seen most of the first episode at least.
Have you seen It?
I've seen it.
So all of these Stephen King ABC miniseries, they were all, even though they're not all the same director, they all have that same level of like cheesiness and like
I remember
production.
my dad setting the VCR to record it on TV so we could watch it.
And I think that's what it was. Is I was at a point in my life where I wasn't getting to be home to watch primetime TV that often, so
Yeah.
I wasn't getting the opportunity to see these things as they were happening. I think I kind of remember trying to watch Rose Red, and then I got distracted by something else when that happened.
They're not good. They're not good. The reason we all have a nostalgic rose-colored glasses
Yep.
thing for it. Yeah, do not. They are cheesy as fuck. So like we all, I feel like if you were already at the age where you had taste, there's no reason why you would be watching it. The only people watching it were kids and parents stuck with their kids.
Well, I love watching Corin Nemec and Molly Ringwald kick it, so that's probably
Man,
why I hung on to the first part of The Stand.
We'll cover this in whenever. But I just rewatched The Stand, and Corin Nemec's amazing in it. Molly Ringwald is awful.
So-
it's like she forgot how to act.
Jack, we'll have to be sure to do The Stand before the TV series that's coming out is released.
Yeah, sure.
True.
That would be a good time to time it with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'm telling
they
you, who hasn't been
The Langlers
drinking,
were doing.
to remind me who has been drinking.
Hold on.
Should he remind you when you're
tomorrow
drinking?
to Tell Matt to what am I reminding you of?
To watch the
Stand?
original
I don't know.
Stand before the new Stand comes out.
I'm not gonna bother. I don't even think we'll record these. I'll probably be dead by the time
Oh my God, stop.
the next one comes out.
You're great, banana.
Well, what do you think will come first, The Stand or
Ja-
Gremlins 3?
Jack will go get a nice tattoo of words by someone who doesn't know how to write.
Did you guys watch The Terror?
No.
Just season
No.
one.
I asked you to watch that last time and you didn't.
God, is it a TV show?
Yeah, TV show, the first
Yeah.
season.
It's incredible.
It's still like the best thing I've ever seen.
I have season 2 recorded. I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I haven't watched season 2, but season 1, it's brilliant.
It's AMC.
Matt's gonna hate it because it's slow.
I just finished Devs. Did you watch that?
No, I hear very
Oh, is it
mixed
good?
things.
It's just fucking crazy. I don't know what happened, but it was pretty slow too.
It's Alex Garland, right?
I don't know. Ron Swanson's in it.
The guy that wrote
Yeah, I think you're right.
the guy that did Ex Machina and Annihilation.
Oh.
See, I really liked Annihilation when I saw it in the
like
theater,
Annihilation.
and I keep seeing it pop up on my streaming services. I just have I was like,
Well,
I don't need to
so
see it again.
Depressing. Like, yeah, I did like it, but I'm like, I don't need to see that movie again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with depressing movies. I mean, that's my life is a depressing movie. But
Oh, Jesus.
it's like I don't know. It's very hard for me to rewatch something anymore. It's just like I've seen it. I get so bored. I feel like the phone has fucked up my whole serotonin and brain. And the only that's why the only thing I watch now is I've watched Avengers Endgame like a dozen times. I just never from start to finish. It's just like all right. Even though I have every available option to me.
But don't you find that's
I
more
like
frustrating? Is that you have so many options that it's hard to really pin down to one thing you want to watch?
Yeah, you spend 45 minutes looking for a movie.
Watch The Terror, people.
There you go.
But
By the way, me and Hillary saw Avengers Endgame together, and it rained. Do you remember? It rained so fucking hard, and I had to walk it was like a 15-minute walk from the World Trade Center to my job.
and there's no close subway too.
No, there was no. Yeah, it rained so hard. Neither of us had an umbrella, or no, I did, and it broke immediately. I've never been that wet in my life.
I zipped my phone into my coat pocket, which has lining, and I'm so glad I did that because literally everything, whatever was in my bag, everything was completely wet. And for some reason, my phone, thank God, was fine. But it was just yeah, I've never been that wet in my life. It was
No, I think my headphones broke. My wallet was soaked. It was
my headphones,
it was the closest I've ever come to having a full-on meltdown at work. I'm usually very good at keeping my my craziness away from work, and it was
You were good though, because I was like I was not a happy little Hillary, and I feel
No.
like whatever we were texting, you didn't let on that you were just as angry.
Well, I felt bad because I dragged you to the thing, but
Well, I just felt bad because I have seen all the Avenger movies, but I felt bad because I was like, oh, I feel like you should have seen it with somebody that cared more.
I loved it.
It was like there were nice parts to it, but it was
this isn't the exact line. This is the exact thing that happened, but this is an example of what happened. But at some point, remember early on, I turned to her, Hillary, and I was like, "That's Captain Marvel" or something like that. She goes, "Yeah, I know. I've seen all the movies." It's like, okay. Is that thunder?
Probably.
Oh, like actual thunder, or are you saying?
No, I was it was a
Oh,
scene.
I thought there was actual thunder.
Well, you are in the middle of a storm, aren't you?
Yes.
How are your pups? Are they okay?
I can send
Wait,
you a
there's Wicket,
picture.
and then what's the other one?
So Wicket is the only one that has issues with storms.
Okay.
Dieter. Well, so we have Wicket, Dieter, and Sebastian. So Dieter
Love
was the
it.
blonde one that you saw before. Sebastian is probably eating his own feces somewhere.
Oh, like father, like son.
Yeah, just the old shit snacks.
Man, there's like no. It just comes so fast.
Yeah, but so the picture I just sent you is underneath the desk I'm sitting at on the other side of my computer.
Aww,
He was laying there for 5 minutes,
guys,
and
this
now
dog's really cute.
he really is. He's just
Oh,
so.
guys, I'm scared.
So he was fine until at our last house, the neighbor almost blew up my car with fireworks, and then ever since
God.
that point, thunderstorms and fireworks, he freaks out about.
Oh, early childhood trauma.
Yeah,
Aww.
Have you gotten him a Thunder shirt?
yep, we've tried that. He's on drugs.
Wait, a thunder shirt?
Yeah, it's just like a shirt that straps around him. It's supposed to like
It's like
be
swaddling a baby.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it doesn't work. So tonight, I know I won't sleep. If it storms all night, I won't sleep. He will sit in between our pillows and just shake.
Even with the Larzepam? whatever you call
Lorazepam,
it?
yeah. He just is a drunk.
Oh.
He's a drunk asshole instead of just an asshole.
Oh,
Yep,
like father, like son.
100% true.
Larzepam just basically makes all the rain and thunder sounds like the Saint Anger album.
The snare drum on Saint Anger.
Yeah.
That reminds me of. There's no way to do this justice by describing it, but I saw an amazing TikTok video. I want to say today. It could have. It's all. There's no sense of time anymore. It could have been a week ago, but it was. Look, it was like the capture was like, look at how my cat reacts to my cat. Anyway, it's a cat watching Call of Duty, and the guy on Call of Duty is like blowing away people with machine guns, like, and then the camera turns and the cat is just like shell shocked, like just staring at the screen, like wide eyed. And then I was like, okay, that's cute. And then suddenly, "Fortunate Son" starts fading in by Creedence Clearwater, and it like cross dissolves with Vietnam War overlaid with the cat. And I only watch TikTok when I'm taking a shit. It's literally the only like use for TikTok.
Shit talk.
So like I'm just sitting on my toilet, just laughing my ass off at this like cat having this Vietnam flashback. Now I wish I sent the video. I feel like I send people too many videos and they get sick of me. But anytime I find something funny that I think somebody likes, I'm like, I have to share it.
Cat though.
It's true.
Oh, God, no, yeah. It was the fortunate. It was so well done. TikTok is going to inspire a generation of editors and filmmakers. I wish I had that when I was a kid.
I mean, it's pretty much.
Instead, I had the Fisher Price camera that did nothing. That was my TikTok. My Ghostbusters the animated series 3D viewfinder.
Oh yeah.
That was my iPhone Netflix.
I know kids these days.
Kids.
I don't understand.
No.
My viewfinder had the little second disc, so when you flip it and you'd be looking at stuff from like the Batman TV series, then it would play sound clips from the Batman TV series for each segment of a show.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
See, I guess it's good though because we'd have to go to Blockbuster and all rent the Langoliers.
I miss.
We do have a
Blockbuster.
video store in my town.
Wait, you do?
Yeah, we have a family video, which I think is just about to reopen up. I saw something in the local Three Rivers.
That is glorious.
In the
They sell
background,
CBD stuff
yeah, in the back they have in the green door.
behind the green door.
Our family video has turned
Have, like,
into a
DVDs
Dollar
to
General.
rent? Wait, what?
I said
There's another one?
our family video turned into a Dollar General.
Oh.
Yeah, it's gone.
But then you can just buy all the DVDs that they used to sell at the family video.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm so lazy. Like I get like I just bought the Blu-ray to the stand because I couldn't find it streaming, and like if I could, I would love to watch everything in the highest quality possible, but I don't even play video games anymore that have like if I can't just access it with 2 button presses, I just count me out.
I have
it's-
paid to stream movies that I own that are in my basement,
Yep.
so I don't have to
Oh,
put
yeah.
the DVD in.
Yep. It's like $3, whatever. All
Yeah.
right.
Well, and here's the thing: is like I purchased vinyl, and everyone's like, "Why do you buy vinyl?" And I'm like, "Cause it's big, and I like it." And I'm like, "My ears are shot from years of not wearing earplugs while playing drums and in a band. It sounds no different than a CD to me. Like it's not.
Yeah, you're
it's
right.
not for the quality that I'm buying vinyl at this point. It's just the pretty colors."
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, did we talk? Did anything in Requiem we didn't cover?
No,
I
now
think we
rank-
gave more time
now
to
we-
Requiem than the people who wrote Requiem.
Yeah, I was gonna say now we rank it, and because if we keep talking, then we'll have nothing to talk
no,
about
I-
next week.
Oh, ranking. Okay.
I was gonna say no. We should list all the movies in order again, starting with Hillary.
Don't do that.
Wait.
So our
Are we gonna?
our ranking scale has gone. So if you could take like a 1 to 5 scale and make it worse, that's what our ranking scale is
Yeah.
now. We're now on a Mary
We went
fuck
as low
kill.
key as possible.
Yeah, Mary fuck kill because
On a scale of 1 to 5, on a scale of 1 to 5, your ranking system is a 1.
yeah, no, it's pretty bad, and that's fine. And people keep coming back, so I feel like I'm just trying to see how bad I can get before people stop listening.
You guys are doing something right. You're doing something right.
That's it's weird. It's kind of weird. It's like when you just keep open butt cheek farting, and people are like, "This is fucking great." And it's like, what?
There's a thread. Yeah, there's a thread in our We Studios Reddit this week. That's what's your favorite character from the podcast?
Yeah.
was
I saw
they're all the
that.
same.
I saw
they're all,
that.
they're all just us. Literally, they're all us just screaming into the mic. That's what characters.
That's this whole
It's
show.
you barking, right? It's you barking at the microphone.
I just that's all I do now is bark.
Is there a return for either of your shows that we can talk about right now? I just have a
Very
pubic hair in my
soon.
throat.
It should have happened already, and then it's Dan's quarantined at home with 2 kids, and
Not his.
we not his.
You found him on the
he-
street.
It's we're trying to get those kids out. It's been a negotiations. It's been rough, but we should have had our season of 6 episodes come out, but they haven't. But they will eventually. 6 episodes a week, and a couple of little bonus episodes here and there, and we'll hopefully be bringing 90s Percentile back soon. With Dan as much as possible, with other guest hosts, including Miss Hillary here, who I can't wait to have her fill in as a guest host a few times, and also Hillary and I one day will do a podcast together. We just have to find that magic idea.
Is it Gremlins 3?
We should do a
Ooh.
Langoliers podcast.
Don't
should
throw
just-
that grenade.
I
Don't throw that grenade back.
I randomly get a little too
How
full of
pissed
giggle
off-
juice and ask Jack about Gremlins 3. So he's
How
not.
pissed off would you guys be what if me and Hillary just did a Gremlins 3 podcast without you guys?
I would enjoy listening to it either way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Aw.
I don't know if I would actually be upset. I'd be like, oh,
I mean-
damn.
I mean-
But
When I listen to your
That
podcast, I already feel like it's my chance to visit with you. So fuck it. Yeah, go ahead.
don't
Man,
forget
we've been talking about
don't forget the balls while you're jerking Jack off.
I never do.
I
I try with
Matt,
you.
I
I
love
just feel like I'm wasting time.
It takes forever.
You're giving him shit for kissing my ass. Meanwhile, you just did this motion for jerking me off like it was a fucking shotgun. It's like, all right, hey, flattery will get you everywhere.
I want the internet to think you are hung
Yeah,
like a
if you-
horse.
If they know where to look, they know.
And when he's done, it looks like a glue factory. Oh no, that's not right.
Oh,
It looks like that scene with the pregnant ladies in Requiem.
Yeah, now Disney
Dave.
Plus is gonna make us. Disney Plus is gonna fork us over to Hulu now.
Does anyone actually want to rate this movie? Eventually, we
Hey,
need to stop
hey,
this.
Hold on, I'm gonna take my headphones off because I have to plug my computer in because it's
Oh, come on.
dying. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, we've been talking about Gremlins 3 since what 2015, and I think
yeah,
that-
we've
I think
been.
the animated. What?
What?
Can
We can hear you.
Huh? What?
Okay, all right.
Huh? Yeah,
Stop.
the group, the animated series is going to come out soon. I think. Gremlins.
We got to come up before the movie. That's all. That's the only
Is it
parameter
really?
to the podcast is that it comes
Yeah.
out before the
Yeah.
movie.
Well, what if we did, the easy way to build an audience right away with a new podcast? The only way now is
Piggyback on your other shows.
Well, that too, but do a new show that doesn't have a podcast about it yet. So what we could do is do Gremlins 3 and then have all of that ready to go, and then once the animated series comes out, we do a recap. I hate recap podcasts, but
You're literally on
it's-
one right now.
no, like every week we do the episode of the show.
Yeah, we could do that.
Seriously, the only way to really make it popular is if Gremlins 3 turns out to be a true crime show. That's
I remember it was at midnight.
Gizmo is like Perry Mason.
Perry Mason is coming out. We should do a Perry
Good,
Mason.
I'm excited.
Come on.
Do a Perry Mason podcast.
Yeah, there can't be one of those.
No, there's 3,700 of them.
That is a great. That original has the best theme music ever.
can't- Wow, I haven't thought about that in forever.
Oh, it's so good.
Huh.
But the TV show is going to be like an origin story. I
Yeah.
think,
It's
right?
well, the original books were written and take place in the 40s and 50s, and I believe
Yeah.
this will as well.
Yeah, it looks good. I love Matthew Reese, so
it does look pretty good.
yeah.
I'm excited for
Yeah,
it.
it's a passion project of his. He produced it and directed it. I wrote a whole article about it for my old shitty job where we. Oh, get this! I just found this out 2 days ago. My boss has been telling people that I got a 2-month severance package. So she's like, "Don't feel bad for Jack. He'll be fine. He got 2-month severance package because I was fired for bullshit reasons." So how fucked up is that? By the way, I didn't get a severance package. I didn't get it done. So imagine and so I'm so mad about it. I'm so fucking mad about it.
I feel like that's something that you could actually bring up to somebody and say, "Hey, they're saying stuff about me that isn't true. That probably shouldn't be shared, even if it was true." And
If I started a Kickstarter right now for like, hey, please, I don't want to be homeless. Give me some money. The thoughts cross my mind. But now people could be like, oh, Jackie Severance over here wants a little bit more green in his pockets.
Jackie's severance package.
Yeah. Well, that's what they called me after the circumcision.
Oh. We got to wrap this fucker thing up.
Matt, how are you a drummer, a professional drummer, and you don't have a fucking rim shot for your podcast? You don't have a simple snare.
I'm not a professional drummer. That would insinuate that I get paid for it. And 2, I'm lazy.
All right.
also usually likes to blow the klaxon horns.
Whatever he said.
I
Oh, the party horns.
I used to do that all the time at the office birthday parties. Anytime we had to do happy birthday, no wonder I got fired. But it doesn't. But it stopped working. All right, no, it didn't. It works again. It stopped working though. Use my.
But that's where Matt's volume went.
But I have this. Matt, I know you're deaf.
Well, hey, it was a fun game for me. Anytime you'd start to talk, I'd just play the party horns.
But here, this is even better than the party horn. This is my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, God. You're not allowed to make Game of Thrones references. That was the rule.
Oh, sorry.
Is that a Game of Thrones
Sorry.
reference?
That is a Game of Thrones reference.
All right, Jackie. You got
And-
it.
Yeah.
Matt, it was just a masturbatory thing.
Shame. But I actually do. Yeah, I do use. I use one of those jogging things, so I have it tied to my wrist. So when I jerk off, it just goes shame, shame, shame.
Like it's going to get 3 shames out of you, Jack.
Aw, 2 shames and he's done.
Yeah.
2 shames,
Shame?
Jack.
Too shame, Jack.
I'd rather hear Lily Tomlin saying one ringy dingy.
Holy shit.
So we welcome our new Hulu subscribers here.
Yeah. So okay, so I know it's later for you guys than it is for me, and I have I gotta make a band phone call after this. So we gotta wrap this fucker up.
I'm not a professional. I have a Zoom conference with my band.
We're gonna confirm.
Langoliers
Langolier.
next week. Yes, that is happening for sure. We'll wait to see
Yes.
when Jack has whatever Jack thinks Jack has.
I'm a busy man.
Yeah, I got to spend all that severance.
Yeah.
So Matt,
I
did
would-
you actually tell them what the rating system is now?
Yeah, marry, fuck, kill, but we kind of just...
Yeah, I would kill it. I would kill it.
I'd kill it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's dead. It's so dead.
Yep.
All right, so, and I do
And
this
it's
every time I'm on. I do this because I think the fuck, marry, kill only works if you're giving one of each.
Right.
I agree.
So why don't we do AVP, Alien vs Predator, Aliens versus Predator: Requiem, and let's go with. Have we all seen Predators?
I-
No. Here,
I mean,
let's
I've
do,
seen
let's
it.
do Alien. Let's do Alien Covenant.
Ooh.
Fuck, marry,
Ooh.
kill.
Wait, so
Alien-
AVP, Requiem, and Covenant.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, I would probably go AVP is the marry, Requiem is the fuck, and Covenant is the kill.
Ooh.
Okay, so...
I found Covenant to be just horribly boring.
That's spicy.
Shit.
I'm gonna marry Covenant. I'm gonna fuck Requiem, and I am going to kill AVP because I think AVP is just so boring and mediocre.
I'm gonna marry AVP. I'm gonna fuck Covenant, and I'm gonna kill Requiem.
I agree with Hillary.
I have a
All
soft
right.
spot for AVP.
It's
Yeah.
it's the best of the worst in this
It's got
option.
Henriksen
No.
in it.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
I'm giving it two shames. Wait, no, that's
And a ropey discharge.
Oh
Oh
Jesus.
my god.
Yeah, that okay. That's
My arm!
yeah, damn it. Hillary.
That's your Venom movie right there.
Now Hillary's dad's gonna be like, "Who's that guy talking about ropey discharge? I heard it through the door." That's not something I want to hear coming out of my daughter's bedroom.
Hillary, did you have any gentleman callers like that pull a ladder up to your window and climb in now that you're back in your childhood bedroom?
Did you do any
No,
PG-13 like
I
Sydney
did
and
have
Scream?
I went to high school with try to talk
Sam,
on
did he try to?
Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I've that's been happening a lot. Actually, a girl I was seeing left me. Well, didn't leave me, but she has moved on to she's quarantining at home as well, and yeah, I think that's happening a lot. It's like the long extended Thanksgiving weekend. It's for
Right at the beginning of quarantine, yeah, there were a lot of like texts or like I noticed that like a guy I dated like 2 years ago was like all of a sudden looking at my Instagram stories, and I'm like, wow, that fast, all right. Like weird like stuff like that, but you're just like, I guess you're looking or you're curious, but
I mean, there's no better time to meet your soulmate than when physical contact can kill you and everybody.
When
you
they
know.
can't escape, when they can't even leave the sanctity of their own homes, you've got nowhere to go. I'm the only one here.
do apps, so it's
What's
pretty
that?
weird. Yes, I won't do the apps. So,
Oh, right. Yeah.
So just me and my stuffed animals, guys.
I downloaded a bunch of the dating apps for rich people. I have to figure out how to prove that I'm rich. I guess I got to show them my severance package. But I haven't. I can't date right. Well, I mean, nobody can date right now. But
A lot of package posting on those apps.
but like that's my kind of my retirement plan since I can't find a job now is to just get on these because there are rich dating apps. Like if they're
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
saw Jeremy Piven on one.
yeah,
Should I not say these things?
yeah, that's fine.
They're the rich ones, and then they're the famous ones too. They're the ones that are
Yeah.
only for like Hollywood elites and stuff.
A good friend of mine got DM'd on Instagram. It's like, "Hi, I represent this such and such dating service, and would you be interested in dating one of our clients?" Who's like, but basically they were vetting him. For
Oh my gosh.
yeah. Then again, supposedly like Katy Perry and a few other people are just on straight up Bumble.
Well, Katy Perry's engaged, but no, Sharon Stone. There was that big story that they didn't
Yes.
think it was actually her, so they blocked her or something, and she had to be like, "No, it's me, Sharon Stone."
You blew it.
Dating app, but
As married men, I'm sure you guys love us talking about the amazing technology of how easy it is to.
I
date
love
now.
hearing about it because
I'm
I will not ever find out about it otherwise.
oh,
Right.
you're so lucky. You're so lucky.
I was dating Missy for years, and I was like, oh man, I can't believe I missed this whole app revolution. Like it is like you literally just like who's up, who wants to fuck, and then as soon as we broke up, and I was like, I guess I should sign up. It took me 2 years. I finally signed up last summer, and I used it once. It was just like this is horrible. This is stressful. I hate this. It takes out at least for me, an introvert. It takes out it's all the worst parts of like trying to meet somebody. It's like, oh, it really puts you front and center. The way I like to do it is to get very drunk at 3 a.m. at a bar and just be like,
Which one of you husky ladies want to carry me home?
and it's worked out well so far.
Yeah. I one of the reasons why I moved to California was for a girl I met on Prodigy. So that's
There you go.
where I come from.
Oh, my very first girlfriend, the one that got hit by the bus. She I met her in a South Park chat room.
Uh,
Yeah. Met her in a chat room. It was like hung out there every day as people from all over the world, and she turned out to be from Staten Island. So it's
Turned
like
out to be local.
and then you cast a spell on her, and then she.
So she was a Wiccan, and when I ended up dating all three in the
No,
coven.
for real?
Yeah, and I dated the whole coven because
You rounded the coven, you son of a bitch.
I rounded the coven.
Serious?
Yeah.
Oh, you never fuck with the Trinity.
So, well, I went to an all boys school, and I didn't know any girls. I met her in a South Park chat room, and then the only other girls I ever met in high school, or at least until senior year, was her friends. So I literally dated the whole coven, and I think eventually, like when we broke up, they did a seance and they cursed me to never find true love. And at the time, I thought that was the funniest thing in the world. But now I see pretty much everything that's happened to me. It's probably because of I fucked this. Not literally.
And there's your spec script for the Charmed reboot. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything bad that's happened to me is because of this coven. It's not my poor life choices.
I got pulled into a coven for relationship reasons too. Different outcome.
Be another podcast.
Yeah, this took a fucking turn.
I'm so fascinated.
We'll call it the Spellcast. We'll go with that.
I was gonna make a Macbeth pun, but that's that time of night. I'm punned out.
Bubble, pot and trouble.
It's late.
There it is.
That's impressive. I tapped out after we married, fuck, killed.
That's a good time. You're worn out after that. That's a lot of work.
We lost Hillary.
A lot of dedication.
We lost Hillary somewhere. Ropes of whatever it was.
Let's not revisit.
It's fair. Totally fair.
Anyways, let's fucking wrap this thing up so we can do it another
Yeah.
3
This was
hours
a
next
pleasure.
weekend.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yes.
It was
No?
such a pleasure, guys. But we're going to be doing this next week. So,
Oh,
Yeah.
can't wait to have you guys back.
Yeah.
yay!
So that's gonna do it for another episode of the podcast. Here, we'll talk to you guys next week.
Stay scary, everybody.
Bye.
Let them have it's their show.